This is a place for crazy people. I'm not crazy. I know some things that you don't know. It's going to be very difficult for you to understand it.
If you shoot somebody in the head with a .45 every time you kill somebody, it becomes like your fingerprint, see? But if you strangle one and stab another, and when you cut up, when you don't, then police don't know what to do. They think you're four different people. What they really like, what makes their job so much easier, they pattern. What they call a modus operandi.
You're never gonna get any truth from us. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you that Kojak always gets the killer and that nobody ever gets cancer in Archie Bunker's house. And no matter how much trouble the hero is in, don't worry, just look at your watch. At the end of the hour, he's going to win. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true.
Right, let's sort the buyers from the spires, the needy from the greedy, and those who trust me from the ones who don't.
This is twice in 2 days and the chicken's OD'd.
Well, do you think this means that maybe you ought to think about getting some new shit? What do you think?
What are you talking about? Look at all the beautiful babies here. The beautiful babies don't work midnights to 6 on a Wednesday. This is the skank shift.
It's the Ron and Fez show, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Fez Whatley.
Hiya, buddies.
Earl Douglas on music today. Who was that, Earl?
That was Pillow Theory with Drama Fiction Fiend from the CD.
Watered Down Starfuckers? What was the name of that CD?
No, it's their self-titled debut CD, and it's produced by Steve Albini, who's worked with Nirvana and the Smashing Pumpkins.
No. All right, Earl, it seems like you're on the ball today. Like Earl got a little indie rock he wanted to rock for everybody.
Yeah, great band, local band here out of Brooklyn.
Crooklyn, we like to call it, Earl. We call it Crooklyn. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866 Ron Zero Fez. I think anybody other than if you live in the state of Ohio is in a good mood today. It's nice weather. But if you're from Ohio, if you're a Buckeye fan, you have to think to yourself, why does God hate us? And why does he love the Florida Gators so much? If there was ever a night that I thought the Gators was going to lose, it was going to be last night. They look so damn sloppy. This this March Madness that everybody loves, carries on way too long. And those guys were just exhausted last night.
Oh, yeah, they go through, how did each team get here? And it's 6 games, I think, before you get to those finals.
Yeah, but, the other game was just 2 days before. So, you're all blown up. Yeah, we're going to the finals. You don't get a week. You don't get 4 days. You're just thrown right back into it. Dave, you must have finally been happy to see the Buckeyes finally lose, because that had to, after a while.
Yeah, I know. It finally gave me some contentment, and thank God for Florida, for Corey Butler, for the whole team.
But didn't they look sloppy for that? I mean, luckily they still got that kid drilling from outside.
Yeah.
But, without that, it was a really ugly, sloppy game.
It's weird. Florida weren't they like that almost the entire tournament? Like, they got out to the worst start.
Yeah.
The semifinals against UCLA.
I think it's from carrying this thing for 2 years. And has it ever happened before that the starting 5 came back and won it? I know teams have gone back to back, but I don't know whether you've repeated with the same starting.
Never happened. Billy Packer said that last night.
Where do you guys put that in, kind of sports history?
In all honesty, and for today's age, 2007, I think this might be the best accomplishment in college athletics, because just to get the kids back for a second year,
very, very difficult.
It's an incredible achievement. And like I said, freshmen are leaving early.
Yeah.
Sophomore, to get these kids back.
I hate when anyone acts like that's such a good idea anyway. You know what I mean? I think you take a kid and say, give up the millions of dollars for 1 more year. You are out of your mind. I would never say that to any kid.
No, what 19-year-old would turn down that kind of money?
And yet, these sports announcers act like it's a normal thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you would be able to say to any kid, what do you want to do? Finish your last 2 years of school or be in the Arctic Monkeys? You would think that kid was a retard not to try to be in a band. Well, why would you want to do the same thing with pros?
They always throw out, too, you're going to get your education.
Yeah, here's your education. Here's what they teach you. Take the big money when it happens, because it doesn't always happen. Here's Scott. Scott, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's a Gator fan. We used to live in Tampa. Now we live in Akron, Ohio. We transferred up. I'm a Buckeye fan. I'm from here originally. And let me tell you, just like Apocalypse Now, oh, the horror. I've had to deal with this twice in 90 days. She's just dogging me.
It is unbelievable when you think, because it feels like, oh, yeah, they won the last year. They also, no, that was not that long ago.
That's crazy. And
not only the odds of them repeating, the odds of them beating Ohio State, and not only NCAA football, but they did it in basketball too. Take care, guys. Love the show.
Peace out, my friend. Yeah, it's just despicable.
And I'll bet dollars to donuts they go right down the line now. They'll be in baseball. Florida will take out on Ohio State.
Yeah, I'll bet that. How much you want to go?
Really?
How many donuts did I get? I'll put up $100. Do I get 100 donuts?
Yes.
By the way, just so you know, at this time, a donut costs more money than $1. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, dollars to donuts came that was like a 1920s thing.
Oh.
Yeah, at least in Manhattan. The donuts are over $1 now.
Oh, boy.
So you're hurting yourself.
Okay.
Here is... let me go over here to Paul. Paul, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I just want to tell Dave that the guy's name is Corey Brewer from Florida, not Corey Butler.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he also thought that Jimmy Brewer did a fabulous job last night. Peter, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, man.
I not only live in Ohio, but I live in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
And can you say the Browns?
Yeah, your life is terrible right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
2 World Series with the tribe in my lifetime. Can you say the Indians?
Yeah, I remember rooting against you in '97. I was pulling for the Marlins that year. It's a terrible thing. Ohio right now, snake bit. Does it have to do with the last election? Maybe. Maybe Jesus is upset. Maybe he doesn't like the way things are going. Here is Bernie. Bernie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. Does this mean Jinxie's curse is over?
Jinxie has a football curse. He really knows. Wow, did you see how fast that train is in France?
Oh, the new bullet train.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's 500 miles an hour, kilometers an hour?
Yeah.
Look at this thing. Oh, it can't stay on that track. It cannot stay on the track.
It looks like special effects from a movie.
But other than that, it just looks like the Acela. There's nothing new looking about it, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a really fast Acela train. Dave, that's one that you got to dive in front of. I know you have this urge to jump in front of a train. I got to see you jump in front of the French bullet train.
That'll be cool, too, because then I'll go out like Jim Morrison in France, right there with my hero.
Explode it, yeah. Just like Jim Morrison.
Well, I just meant France.
Not ODing calmly in a tub of water. I cannot think of a more peaceful way to die than what he did. Hey, Smoke, what do you got for us, buddy?
What up, buddies?
Yeah.
Hey, Florida's currently in first place in the SEC East, and Dave said the only way the Phillies are going to go 162-2 is if they got 4 Steve Carltons on there.
First of all, I'm going to turn this around and say they're going to go 161-1. I was a little crazy. Of course, you can't go the whole season without a loss.
I'm glad you're coming to your senses.
Well, you know what, Fezzy? Sometimes you got to push the heart aside. Start using the noggin. Start using the head. Sometimes they get a little too caught up. How's your little Mets girl doing?
She's doing well. She's doing quite well.
She's got the right fever. That's what's going on with her.
Yeah, very much so. The Reyes, 6-1 in opening day.
But I seriously, I want to get her together with Wright because I have the feeling. Yeah, I have the feeling that would be the funniest thing in the world to me to see her run off away from you.
Dropped like a bad habit, I would be.
Oh yeah,
yeah, please.
There's some chicks that there's some guys out there you would push your chick to them. No, don't be stupid. Go, Bob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, didn't Michigan didn't they win 2 years in a row with the Fab Five?
I don't think the Fab Five ever won, did they?
No. They did win a champion. They did win.
Weber and
they won a championship in '89, but that wasn't the Fab Five team.
Yeah, the Fab Five didn't win. Chris Webber had that stupid timeout thing.
Yeah.
And, that was the hype year that everyone bought, because you don't know anything about these college basketball teams until you get there. So it's very easy for TV to jump in your face. Andy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie. Hey, listen, not only am I in Columbus, but I'm an Ohio State alum. I actually work for the university. The funny thing is that the football game was never brought up, hasn't been spoken of, like it never happened until people were getting ready to watch a basketball game, and then, the end result. It's a very sad time.
I mean, Andy, it's got to be terrible. If I was you and I worked for the school, I'd try to put something together for the kids like a mass suicide, because they do not want to look back on their college years and have this be their memory. I mean, it's too much to ask of anyone. It really is too much to ask of anyone.
At least they have this in Ohio State, the new world's oldest teenager, that Odin from the Ohio State team.
He's 18 years old. Everything about him looks 40. He looks like an old blues man. And even his muscles look like they're breaking down. It's like a guy that used to really be ripped, but he's starting to finally break down a little bit. But what a game that kid had last night.
Oh,
he's just fantastic.
He is a monster.
Yeah.
Shot blocking everything.
And out of everybody that played on the floor, he's the only one I think is going to go to the pros and is like a slam dunk.
Yes.
In the pros.
Definitely agree with that.
Hey, Than, come on in here for a second. Than and I had words the other night. Than from the fabulous Than and Sam show, the show every once in a while. Then, as you know, you and I had just a screaming match the other night based on your critique of Quentin Tarantino. I was wondering if you brought it up to Tarantino today.
No, I didn't have a chance.
Yeah. I'm going to say something right now. And Dave, first of all, Fez, hold Dave back so he doesn't have to hear this.
Okay.
Dan says to me, I saw the new film. and Grindhouse. And I go, oh, really? What did you think? He goes, loved Rodriguez. That Tarantino still sure loves his dialogue.
You're a son of a bitch.
I scream it then. I love his dialogue. I love his dialogue.
His dialogue is the movie.
Is everything.
That's true.
By the way, let me tell you this, and you pass it on to the boys.
Okay.
Man, did I love that today. They were unbelievable. I am a gigantic Tarantino fan to the point of stupid about it. But to finally hear him be cool, because I have to see him on Leno, and it's always awkward, and, Kimmel. They just don't seem to showcase him properly, in my opinion. Today, I felt very, very proud. I was proud of the boys, and I was proud of QT.
Yeah.
Very, very great.
Great radio.
Really great. But you, on the other hand, I love Sam. I'll still promote Sam.
Okay.
But I'll just call it the Sam Show. You really didn't, you weren't crazy about it?
No. No, I did enjoy it. I thought some of the conversations, and if you eat up the dialogue, even I do enjoy his dialogue, but...
I love it.
But it was like holding up the movie, I felt. Nothing was happening.
That is what's happening.
Yeah, that's the
Reservoir Dogs changed everything for me.
That's the
everything.
Sprinkles. Yeah, that's the sprinkles on the ice cream.
Yeah.
That is what you look forward to in a Tarantino film.
I don't even think it's the sprinkles. I think it is the ice cream. As a matter of fact, go back and see if anyone wrote dialogue like him before him. No, they did not. Now I know people are like, yeah, he doesn't. You show me this one thing that anyone else can do as good as him.
No one.
There's nobody.
No one can write like with pop culture references and keep it cool like Quentin Tarantino.
I know.
Pure and simple.
And then finally, and then here's the thing. Then when you see him do TV shows and all, he comes off as like a geek or a fucking weirdo or just...
And sometimes a little...
Yeah, I agree with that. But today, I thought it was phenomenal. It was right. He was in the pocket. He was in the pocket... And I loved it.
He was having as much fun with O&A as they were with him.
Yeah. I mean, by the end of the interview, I wanted to just give him a big hug anyway. My opinion of his latest
everything.
opus. Yeah.
You know what? This is the problem with this job, too. If I meet anyone, I become a fan of them forever. I'm like, fuck you! He's terrific! I have a tendency to act like now I grew up with him or something, and I back him up all the way. But yeah, all you got to do if somebody comes in and not be a dick, it's already ahead. But I was really happy that he came off on like he does in most interviews. Because most interviews, it drives me crazy. As a matter of fact, I will now try not to see him. Although one time, there was a time that Tarantino was on Charlie Rose. It's on one of the DVDs now. I can't remember what it is. Maybe Pulp Fiction.
I think it's on Pulp Fiction.
It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
No, you're a big fan, right?
I love Quentin Tarantino. He's among them.
Here's what I think is like one of his like big problems. That Pulp Fiction came so early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Pulp Fiction is a top 10 film forever.
Yes.
Out of the hundreds and hundreds of thousands, maybe fucking, almost 1 million films have been made in the world. That film is going to be probably top 5.
Absolutely. In fact, when I watch it now, it feels even more like artistic and innovational now than when I first saw it, where it was just a fun movie. Now it seems like one of the best films of all time. Top 5. Easily.
Yeah. Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Wanted to ask you guys if you saw a movie called 4 Rooms.
I did.
That had 4 mini-stories. One of them Quentin Tarantino directed.
I did.
I love that movie. The dialogue in that was just something else.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's the only room I'm really a fan of. And I'll send it right to Rodriguez, too, and I'll tell him about Spy Kids. I'm not going to be here promoting everyone. But Quentin does mean something to me, and I fucking loved that it got over today. That's exactly,
Yeah, I loved his part in Sin City when he was the special director.
I couldn't tell which part was which.
He did the part with, I'm pretty sure, Benicio del Toro with his head cut off in the car, and the guy was driving the car the whole time.
A gun stuck in his head.
Yeah, so he did that.
Has Tarantino done anything that you don't like?
No. He is a fucking pure film god.
Have you seen Grindhouse?
No,
not yet.
You're the fucking, you're the cool guy that fucking goes early. We didn't go early.
Yeah,
Look who I got. I got Earl. You got Steve. I got Earl. What do you think?
not to be disgusting or exaggerated, but Quentin Tarantino movies are so good that when I'm done with them, I usually do spank it. Because
there's no reason for that.
Why?
There's nothing to spank. Did you spank after Reservoir Dogs?
Yes.
To what? Mr. White?
No, I'm not saying, like, something can be so good that I will actually get a little bit aroused, like, sexually, just because it's that great of a film. I'll think about you.
You're not a heterosexual, then.
No,
you're not. You're a fucking weird guy that just, you could go on a roller coaster and then jack off.
No,
you don't need any women.
No, it's totally different. There's an artistic stimulation that goes on.
Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, their genres are, very different, but Kevin Smith's dialogue is extremely good as well.
Well, Kevin Smith, but here's the thing, Kevin Smith had the opportunity to be a fan of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction and said, okay, there is a different way that you can do. Everything doesn't have to be about pushing the fucking storyline ahead. You could just show how people are with each other when they're not shooting people or doing something else. You know what I mean? The conversations.
Yeah, and also something that makes Tarantino's dialogue so special is even though they might do modern pop culture references, it almost feels like that their dialogue could take place in the 50s, 60s, 70s. It's just, there's something like almost timeless in a weird way about it.
You can see that fucking Tarantino's not really all that crazy about modern times.
Right.
You can see that he would really just like to somehow be stuck in the 70s in a very life on Mars way.
Well, when I first saw Pulp Fiction, and I guess I was like 16 or 17, and I was also a little bit high, but I thought the movie did take place in the 70s.
And a lot of people wondered about that until they saw the cell phone scene. Yeah. And then they went, wait a minute, what is he doing with a cell phone?
Yeah. And that happened to me, too.
If you watch, like, Pulp Fiction, and it's almost like it's not even this fucking dimension. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of here, but it's not here.
Right.
It's a place where these fucking type of things happen.
Yeah. Reservoir Dogs has that same feel.
Winnie Cooper says to me, I'm on the fence about Tarantino.
What?
So I'm like, where does that come from? She's like, oh, okay, don't get me wrong. I love, Pulp Fiction. It's like, you go and show me how much other things does Scorsese do. What does he have, 3 more movies besides the original Godfather? You go, okay, that's absolute genius.
Yes.
What do you have to do? Make Dark Side of the Moon every fucking time?
Absolutely.
That's what people expect. And maybe if he would have worked his way up, because it seems like he likes making movies, but everybody puts Pulp Fiction as a film. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he's doing what he's doing. You got to fucking love the guy.
I'd say the cool thing about the dialogue in Pulp Fiction is that, yes, it's kind of a mundane conversation, but it's in a very, the context is something crazy is about to happen with.
Right.
The problem with some of these scenes in Death Proof is that it's kind of a mundane conversation in mundane surroundings, it seemed like to me. I'm sorry.
That makes it even cooler.
I know what? Here's the thing. He's standing his ground. I give him credit for that.
Never.
He's standing his ground. I will see this on Friday.
Of course, if Quentin asked me, it's brilliant.
Why? Why do you have to be that way? Why couldn't you just walk up to him and say, you know what, I need a little more action?
He's a big star.
Say, excuse me, O&A, excuse me, I don't want to butt in here.
Yeah.
I see you guys are having the fucking greatest interview ever.
I want to derail this.
Yeah, let me just take this off the tracks real quick.
Could I speak to Mr. Mundane?
Here's Bill. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
29,875.
What do you say, brother?
Ronnie, I can't do it. I've never seen Pulp Fiction. I can't watch it. That Samuel Jackson's wig looks too fake for me. I just can't buy it.
You know what? Go to fucking Idiot Town and run for mayor. Because I have a feeling you will be Samuel, and this is Sam Jackson's part. As much as we like Sam Jackson, that's why we love him, because of that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah,
not the other 9 films he does a year.
We don't care for him for Snakes on the Plane,
or that George Lucas hell he found himself in.
Mace Windu.
Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. I want to talk to you, Ron, about Jackie Brown, because Tarantino had a kind of a bad reaction to some of the reviews he was getting, that they said he was a niche guy.
Yeah.
So he went and made a movie. And, I met him over the weekend at a signing at one of my stores, and he was the coolest guy in the world. I slipped him a copy of my movie, and he got all excited about it. He's like, oh, thanks. I love it when guys do their own thing, and they DIY it. People talk all the time that they're going to do something, but you went and did it. And it's just, he was such a cool guy all around. It was nice to see him, like I said, with Jackie Brown. he didn't take any bad criticisms. He just kind of went and just made, all right, if you want me to make a better movie, I'm going to make a great movie. And it still rocked.
I'm a big fan of Jackie Brown. It's different from the other ones, you know.
It's different, but it's just as good as all the. It belongs in the Tarantino family. It's got great fucking scenes, great dialogue, and great plot twists.
Kyle, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, did you mean Coppola, Ronnie? You said Scorsese.
I thought I did say Coppola. Did I say
Scorsese, buddy.
Why didn't anybody correct me? Why does everybody just let me run down Nutty Street? I'm at Coppola. You know? And plus, here's the thing. If I say, like, something nice about Tarantino, someone always brings up, what about Scorsese? What are you fucking, you know what I mean? You can't be good and not be Scorsese. You know what do you always have to be the fucking, there's only one?
Right.
What is this, Highlander all the time? Everyone else must be killed?
I gotta tell you, I look at Paul Thomas Anderson more as if people are gonna say rip-off or if they're gonna say influenced by, I look at P.T. Anderson and Boogie Nights as more of a Scorsese-type film than Tarantino. Tarantino, maybe just the dialogue is shocking, but you watch the camera movements and stuff like that, I don't find it very Scorsese-esque.
Yeah, I don't think so, and Scorsese is not writing his own fucking dialogue the way Tarantino is.
Correct.
I mean, again, with Tarantino, he's probably a better writer than he is a director. Not attacking his director, but the way he writes dialogue, I'll put it against fucking Mammoth. That you fucking heard me. You heard me, Dave. I'm putting his shit up against you. Now go to lunch. Go to lunch. Go to lunch. Anyway, it was great today. I'm glad you didn't ruin it. Seriously, Than.
Me too.
Because you had me nuts the other night. By the way, your girlfriend's just gorgeous.
Thanks.
You're so right to dump that fucking Lily. You seriously, I thought you were crazy at the time. You were so right. Your girlfriend sitting there so classy, so gorgeous. I look over at Lily. She had just smoked pot with fucking Fred from Brooklyn and was passed out on the piss couch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing, honey?
Terrible
You're
show.
off the rails. You're off the rails. Look like any fucking tweaker pad I've ever been in my life with that fucking broken broad who's in there that later, is going to you'll be able to get her to fucking lick piss out of a bowl if she wants to get another rail.
Well, yeah, I mean, she...
All right, maybe everyone didn't go to the same parties as me. No,
I wasn't aware that her reputation was that seedy.
Maybe I'm looking ahead.
All right.
You know what my problem is? Same as Nostradamus. I look ahead too far. That's what I deal with.
Right.
Hey, Brian. Brian, you're on a Fez.
You watch Kill Bill, and it's like you forget that it's chicks doing all the shit. Like, you watch Charlie's Angels or any of those fucking Scorned movies, and it's you can't believe, you're like, Drew Barrymore, no way, but you don't even think about it being chicks in an action flick, You
know what? Here's the thing, and I know everybody's like, oh, the violence is cartoony. Again, that David Carradine fucking speech where he's telling this fucking broad, right?
Mm-hmm.
What she did to him. And she actually broke his fucking heart. Literally broke his heart.
Yes.
And he hates her and loves her at the same time. I'll put against the dialogue anyone's ever fucking written.
You have to. You have to do it. Oh.
I don't want to just tag him. But everyone acts like, his dialogue.
Yeah. Well, fuck you then, Mammoth.
I don't know if it's him. It might be. Might be critics.
Hey, Glengarry Glen Ross, we all know. But, the Spanish Prisoner, did that have great dialogue, David Mamet?
I know, but the timing is kind of cool. I like the way they talk.
It's a good film, but I just as you said, I'll put the dialogue in Jackie Brown against the Spanish Prisoner, Mamet.
All right, I don't. You know what? I can handle him myself.
I know.
I don't need you being the little brother role.
I know, but it's just now you started to talk some sense into me. I'm getting pissed. Sorry.
Here's Brian. Brian, you're on a Fez.
Yeah, me and my buddy argue about Kill Bill all the time. I love it. I love all the visuals and all that, and I think it's one of the best movies I've seen in years. And he always hates it. I'm just wondering what you guys take on the other side.
I thought it was a fucking ball. And again, there are things written in that movie, and it is like a movie. It is like a movie that you would even see it at drive-in or late-night TV. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to make network.
No.
You know, he's not trying to make The Godfather. And yet, there are things in this really fun movie that just fucking slay you.
I mean, with a great Tarantino film, like a Pulp Fiction or those Kill Bills, you almost feel magical when you're done watching the movie. Almost like I just listened to Sgt. Pepper's for the first time. It's like a feeling that no other filmmaker can do. And people talk about, like, the second Kill Bill maybe not having as much action. Are you fucking crazy? That was the better one.
I agree with you there, too. I thought the dialogue was amazing in that.
And the whole coffin scene.
Yeah.
And the music and her punching her way through.
That's a good thing. That's something that he's like with Tarantino, with Scorsese, is that they really pick great fucking music.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many times has he had like an obscure 70s song in one of his movies that later you're like, all right, I'm fucking locking this in.
Yeah.
You know, this is not my song.
And then it becomes every, Mazda
and
7-Up commercial.
I always like how he gets something good out of an actor. I mean, like Daryl Hannah in Kill Bill. You know, how many times have you enjoyed a Daryl Hannah performance?
Only one, basically. Splash.
Am I the only one who knows Summer Lovers? The fucking Menage a Trois where the director was too pussy to put the two girls together? That little fucking girl, that French chick in Summer Lovers, even though she's dead, I still want her. Long after she died. Michelle, you're on Ron and Fez.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, when you guys talk Hollywood, I just get all warm and fuzzy. But one of my favorite Tarantino movies is one that he didn't even direct. He wrote, True Romance.
Love that.
The dialogue in that, I think, is just incredible.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. You could fucking go through any of these films that we're talking about and fucking quote it. Oh, even Dust to Dawn has fucking scenes with Clooney that I thought he was amazing. That fucking first half of that, where it's mainly dialogue, made him a movie star. He was a movie star after that.
Yeah, so it's got incredible.
Be cool. You be cool.
Even
fucking love that shit.
Tarantino was actually even kind of good in that.
Oh, he's good.
That was the best acting Tarantino I think that we've seen.
Here's Adam. Adam, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I like how Tarantino takes actors and puts them in obscure roles. Do you have any other actors that you would like to see in a Tarantino movie?
Yeah, Adam, you. I want to fucking see you in the movie. This is why, you know what I mean? I hate to talk films.
There's a lot of...
No, that whole thing of like going back and pulling some guy out of the 60s or 70s, like the whole Jackie Brown thing that he did, he does do that really well.
Yeah, I mean, he did. Well, he resurrected Travolta's career.
Fuck, we should fine him for that. He literally should be fined. Or maybe we wouldn't have to sit through Wild Hogs. Not that I did, but I mean the commercial.
And David Carradine's back to doing... Carradine's back to doing 9X.
What? Was Carradine fucking amazing in Kill Bill?
He was brilliant.
I mean, he was fucking amazing. That scene where she's like at the wedding thing, and she just hears the fucking flute, and he's out there, the fucking rap that he puts on her.
And bare feet.
Basically saying, why are you doing this? You are not like them. You're not fucking most people. You know, pull out of this little fantasy that you're playing. You should be with me. Even though it's all horrible and nuts and terrible, don't fucking push that aside. You know?
Yeah, right.
It's fucking amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. And how he didn't get nominated, or Uma Thurman for Kill Bill, that's why I'm boycotting the Oscars.
What do you care? What do you care who gets nominated for what?
I care.
You know who watches the Oscars? Fez and a couple of grandmothers that love to see the dresses that they wear. Fez sits there and has his little checkoff sheet every year at the Oscars. By the way, he does it every year. Every year he loses. He loses that. He loses the WrestleMania checkoff sheet. And he loves a checkoff sheet.
I love a ballot.
I fill mine out and then make somebody else judge it. I'm not going to sit there and trade tests back and forth like they used to in school. When they used to do that in school and they say you have to do your neighbor's test, I would write a big A on it and hit it. I go, yeah, you got an A. I'm not doing your fucking job. I'm not going to sit here and judge children. That's not for me. If I'm judging this youngster, A, I'm going to give him an A because I see all the potential in the world, no matter what those answers say.
I bet you everyone wanted to sit next to you then.
No, not really. Somewhat of a puncher. Ow. I'm not going to lie to you.
Tell me.
I was one of those guys who thought that was a really funny joke. Ow, my neck. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, man, you want to hear a horror story, a Quentin Tarantino horror story?
I really don't. I only want to hear good things. Bruce, and I said this the other night. To Thad. There's some people that you're a fan of and you can't fucking help it. Today was perfect for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'd like to do? I like to fucking take that thing today, Tarantino and O&A, and I like to send it to Letterman, and I like to send it to Leno, and fucking Conan, and all of these people that they can't seem to pull the coal out of the guy. How about stopping with your stupid, fake fucking stories on these TV shows and let the guy rip a little bit? Bruce, turn your radio down.
Yeah, I got it. I'm sorry.
You're on the air now.
Yeah. What I was going to say is his dialogue is phenomenal because it's the way real people talk instead of Hollywood, bullshit.
Well,
like
it's
that.
the way real people talk if they could say the exact right thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The exact right things. I mean, the scene at the diner in Reservoir Dogs, fucking phenomenal. I saw Reservoir Dogs with Fez, my chick, and my sister-in-law at this little fucking theater in St. Pete Beach called the Beach Theater. It was the only independent film house, and a real little old place. Had, 40 seats in it, but just, fucking gorgeous. I sat there, my jaw fucking dropped. And there was only 8 people. 4 of them, I think, walked out during the ear cutoff scene. We fucking left there and got friends, put them in the car, and drove back. We just kept doing it over and over. And then eventually they're watching the movie and I'm watching them. Like I just made a cake and I want them to eat it. I was taking full credit for this. So, yeah, I do not... I'm not at the fucking point where I can say I can be, I can take a step back and judge him because every once in a while something in music, film or something, it fucking grabs you. And you kind of want to get that feeling back all the time. Sometimes you protect those people.
Yeah.
How many times you had to protect Dylan in your life?
Absolutely.
When he does something crazy. Or does an interview where he sounds like a fucking retard. So what? You know what? Give me blonde on blonde and then say all the stupid things you want to say for the rest of your life.
Again, it goes back to the magic.
What are you yelling about? What are you talking about? What did you think that was somehow profound?
In my own way.
I'm going to say this, inside voice.
Oh, okay. Well, it's something. If something hits you on a gut level like that, you're good for life.
Well, you know what? You have a fucking good point there. Because he gave me that one experience for Reservoir Dogs. Now would I need that every year? Yeah. And the same thing with Woody Allen. He fucked his daughter. So what? I could give 2 shits. She's walking around with her fucking Chinese eyes and a pair of panties. Guess what? Don't do it at my fucking house either. If fucking me and Farrell really cared, stay home or get some fucking drawers on that kid. And I'm not going to sit around and judge him. I'll bring up fucking films to people. And they're so stupid. They'll go like this. Didn't he have sex with his... Shut up. Who cares?
Oliver Stone committed treason. I'm still a big fan of him. Oh?
If by treason you mean, some of the films he's made, I'm going to fucking agree with you. What was his treason? Going to Vietnam? Is that your big problem?
No, the people accused him of treason when he did the whole Castro documentary for HBO and pretty much sided with Castro and communism over our country.
I did see that. That was fucking difficult to watch. He gets nutty. He is. And I got news for you. I saw this thing. I went to this thing over at the Lincoln Center, which filmmakers had gathered around, and they were talking. And it wasn't long. I say it wasn't long after 9/11, but it might have been the following spring. But everybody in New York still felt the same way. And he kept calling 9/11 the uprising, right? Finally, it was a fucking just cause. It was poor people fighting against rich people. And finally, people just got up and started fucking screaming at him and shit. And I hate to tell you, but I started cracking up. Because it was... And I'm not the big Oliver Stone fan.
Right.
I think most of his dialogue sucks.
Really?
I watch Wall Street... and cringe through that. I wish you could see the beach in sunrise. Just shut the fuck up, Stone. You're an idiot. But I did think that was completely punk rock, and I was cracking up. I was laughing. Just that it was just so. It was so uncomfortable. Cam, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, boys. How are you doing today?
Good.
I just wanted to chime in on Quentin Tarantino. I actually saw him on Broadway about 10 years ago in Wait Until Dark, and by far better than any of his movies I've ever seen.
Well, he didn't write that, right?
I don't believe so. I
No,
think he might have produced or directed it. And
No, he didn't do either. He just acted in it. And I did not see it, but I know he got so hammered for that people, normally critics will attack his acting because, they got to have something.
Right. Yeah, when he's in Pulp Fiction with the Jules line, I don't need you to tell me how good my coffee is, Julie, okay?
That's not bad.
I know how good it is. I'm the one who fucking buys it.
That's actually not bad. I wish you would have came in early today.
That's why I won live.
Dan, I was going to bum rush today, and I just couldn't do it after, I just don't want to. Yeah, Ricky Gervais. I just don't want to be the idiot who shows up every time there's a cool guest. Hey, oh, Tarantino's here.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
Hi, Ron.
And I was fucking today. I'm going. Why did I waste a Ricky Gervais? Plus, I never know if that thing was going to go bad, and I wasn't going to like the guy. You know what I mean? That whole thing could have went awful. It was fucking great, though.
He's a big guy, isn't he? He's like 6'3".
Yeah, he's about my
He's
height.
big,
handsome.
Where does that come from? Why do you gotta?
I always thought he had a great look. He wears shirts well, very nice chiseled chin. I just always,
He's got a canoe face. That is what attracts me.
I disagree. He's always one person who I wanted to face off.
Fuck?
No, if I could transplant my face, it would be like him.
Where? Into his asshole?
No, just change
Instead
face.
you got Rocky Dennis?
Jesus.
Starting to get an insight into why Dave...
Seriously, you ruined this whole conversation.
No, come on.
We're having fun.
He's cool.
This is why you jerk off after his movies.
I know, it's very uncomfortable. We're trying to have a fucking great conversation here. I'm trying to throw fucking big props to not just O&A, but Quentin Tarantino for fucking doing it the right way today. You know what I'm saying?
He is cool. And O&A bring the best out of people. I think that lesson was learned today.
You can't fight it with that.
Every interview that they do,
I know. I love Kevin Smith on their show too.
The person sounds better.
Yeah,
pure and simple.
What about Patty? I'm not sure.
she sounds better.
Sometimes I think they bring the worst out of her.
I'll throw the gauntlet down to Charlie Rose right now. Put Stalker Patty on your show and see if you do a better job.
Could you see Stalker Patty just fucking finally explaining herself with Charlie Rose? Yeah.
It's called My Generation, Shirley.
Hey, Pat, you're Ron and Fez.
53-53, buddy.
What do you say, brother?
Hoo-ah! Yeah, I think that Tarantino as an actor and as a creep in Dusk Till Dawn was, I pop a rod the way he molests that chick. I love him in that. But the second half of that movie, I have no time for it.
Thriller? I call that thriller. When a fucking great movie turns into the thriller.
But he's right.
I'm going to blame that on Mr. Rodriguez, who Than fucking loves to the end of time.
What? I enjoy.
You just say it was better.
What? Yeah.
You liked his, but we haven't seen it yet. I'm going to be open to this.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm going to be. I don't know how open I can be. I'm not going to lie to you, Than. I'm not going to lie to you.
How's Kurt Russell? I mean,
Kurt Russell's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, then it's impossible not to like
him. We talked about Kurt Russell before. That he's like the comfort actor. Like we never turn off Kurt Russell movies. And the fact that, Quentin keeps bringing up Snake Plissken and fucking loving that movie, which I've seen far too many times.
The best.
Yeah.
Escape from New York.
Just you know what was really funny? When that came out in like the early 80s, everyone believed that was the way it was going. They didn't even have that in science fiction. They had that in science fact. That was, you could bet on, fuck it. We blow the bridges and we don't have to deal with New York anymore. Jesus. Hey, Night Train, you're on Ron and Fez. Night Train.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to remind you guys about Tarantino's little writing part there in Crimson Tide. Wasn't that? I mean, Hackman and Denzel Washington were.
Yeah, but how obscure do we have to get now? You know what I mean? He took some money for Crimson Tide. Who's going to blame him? But we can't sit around and talk about his plays and stuff.
And it basically was the whole Silver Surfer part.
Right.
I don't think he rewrote tons and tons of it.
No, and a lot of people, they hire them to come in and say, "Here, punch up." Like there's some people they'll come in and go, "I'll punch up the love interest. That's all I want you to do. Make it less." And these guys will get more money than if they wrote the fucking script.
Wow.
This is how crazy fucking Hollywood is.
Yeah, didn't they do that with Oliver Stone?
I think what's her name? Carrie Fisher only comes in and works on like the little backstory of whatever the romantic comedy has to be. Give them a couple of sweet quips to have over the coffee table, and then she makes more money for that than she did for Star Wars.
Wow!
And then you never read about it, you never know it.
Yeah.
She'll do one or two of those a year, and then go live in a big house and stay high.
Oh boy!
Inside a replica of Jabba.
Steve, you're on Ron and Fez. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Not topical, but
yeah. Steve.
What's happening, fellas?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but like on the second or third season of ER, Tarantino directed an episode of that, and a normally pretty dull, blasé medical show became really outstanding looking at one point.
Yeah, I know. We're all saying the same things. Now we're trying to jack him off like fucking Dave, but...
Who likes the most obscure aspect
I know,
of Tarantino?
just, I don't know whether you saw a Japanese commercial. It's fucking unbelievable. See, this is why people hate fucking movie fans, because you go that far. You act like, Rain People is where Coppola was at his absolute best. Nick, you're on Fez.
Oh, yeah, I just want to say I love the show, guys, of course. And best line ever by Tarantino, Dusk Till Dawn, with Clooney, where Cheech asked him, were they crazy people in there? And he goes, crazy people don't fucking explode when sunlight hits them. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are.
Clooney was really great in that, man, with that fucking wild-ass tattoo on his neck and shit.
He was dominant.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
Mm.
It is. It's a good film.
Mm.
It's a good film. I mean, it's...
A thriller. By the way, I love all the music in that film, too.
Yeah.
It's a Dark Knight is fucking phenomenal. And La Cucarachas. I love these things. It always reminds me of fucking Bronx Johnny smoking a fucking very tiny fucking toothpick joint. When he went out with Fred from Brooklyn the other night, he had never seen a white joint before. How much fucking pot we put in it. He was stunned. There's no draw on a Puerto Rican's joint. Not that you're Puerto Rican, Johnny, but I can't break it down by every little tiny nationality. Here's Blowhard. Blowhard, you're Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. First of all, kudos to the opening of the show today. I heard some clips from one of my favorite movies, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Whoever did the opening today, great job.
That's all the new guy. The new guy, Pepper Hicks, is laying that all down and doing
this
great.
Guy
finally,
knows his flicks.
Finally, Earl's saying, go ahead, run with it, and something finally's happening here.
Oh, good
now,
job,
Earl also fucked me over, so I have to wait 3 hours to go do an hour and 20 at Free FM tonight rather than just cut it. He's afraid to ask Minnelli.
What?
We thought that he already worked it out. He didn't. Then he made up a whole lie about why we should be there. It's the last day of the book. What are you talking about, Earl? We're doing the show. It's not even best of. He has Minnelli for Friday off. By that, it's acting like Minnelli doesn't like when we do the little pre-recorded hour.
Oh.
Minnelli says there's too much Dave. Minnelli writes for Whackbag, as a matter of fact. He's one of the Whackbag folks.
That would not surprise me in the least.
Thank you. Thank you, Blowhard.
All right, now, getting back to QT, I've never seen a person who interests me so much where, I buy my DVDs, I rent them, and I never usually like to listen to a lot of the crap, the commentary, unless it's somebody who's very special. And Tarantino is one of those few people that if you listen to him doing the commentary during a movie, I mean, he makes it better than watching the movie, without the commentary. He is just manic. He's just interesting. And you're right about the way they put him on TV shows and the way they kind of make him a goofball. And I think the only place he really comes out well is on Charlie Rose. Tarantino with this movie coming up, it's like Christmas for me. I can't wait because I'm a fan of the grindhouse genre, and I hope that...
I'm sure you are.
Oh,
the way you love that 70s Times Square. Now, all those kind of films, I only saw at the drive-in. There was no fucking grindhouses in my fucking area where you could go see...
42nd Street, 8th Avenue, up, all of those horrible movies. But they were great and they were fun. But I also was going to say that maybe we can get some of those older movies released and appreciated. And finally, Tarantino did some really great stuff on Alias, one of the most underrated TV shows ever. He did a really good job on Alias. I don't know if you ever watched it.
No.
And if you haven't, you should really check out season 1 and work your way up.
I can't
fantastic
imagine
television show.
You know, I can't imagine I would do that. All right, thanks, man.
All right, buddy.
Peace. He really, Tarantino likes girls that kick people, though, huh? That's his big thing. He likes chicks that kick ass.
Using the feet, yeah.
Hey, bare feet in this thing?
Opening shot.
Yeah.
Several others.
I don't understand the foot fetish thing. I have a friend that that's all he cared about was feet. So fucking bad that all he wanted to do was spank on a girl's feet. And obviously it was always tough for him to fucking, find a girl who was just, I'll put my feet out there. You know, you burn it out. So sometimes, like, some of his friends would say, like, I don't want to say his name. Let's just say Candyman. Let Candyman jack on your feet, okay? And then he ain't gonna. You don't have to look at him. And he'd love to fucking be down there, just sniffing around feet, throwing a fucking sock at him. Girls used to taunt him, and she was like, she knows exactly what she's doing. I'm like, we're at the beach. She's getting into a boat. She's not gonna fucking put on boots. A woman can have her fucking shoes off without you acting like she's begging for it. But even if he raped her, all she would do was have a dick between her toes. I don't think it would hurt her so much. He threw me down and fucked my heel. You a footman, Fez?
I'm interested in feet. I like looking at feet.
I know that because you say that you go out for the foot massage, and that's it.
Yeah.
You go and have your feet massaged.
Yeah, I get the Korean foot rub. Yeah.
Are they putting their pussies on your feet or their asses, or what are they doing?
No, it's just, a really deep thumbs, knuckles in rub of my feet. And to me, that feels just as good as, like, getting the back or shoulders or neck done.
But is it sexual to you, is I guess what I'm asking?
No, it's not sexual. It's just relaxing. To me, it's just, I think if I was going to be a doctor, I would be a podiatrist. Because, I don't know, it's not sexual to me, but I am fascinated by a foot. I think it's like, have you ever seen, like, when they unbind those Asian women who had their feet bind?
Seen it. Two of my girlfriends.
I'm amazed at what can happen to a foot. So I'm not even so interested in a beautiful foot. I get interested...
Yeah, but you can mangle a hand. You can mangle an arm. You're not interested in that?
No. For some reason, it's the foot, like, any sort of crazy bunion or something. I'm just amazed that...
You like gnarly feet, too.
Yeah, gnarly feet fascinate me, where it's like, oh my gosh, this big toe is now horizontal across the four other ones. And it's just kind of like a freak thing that just amazes me.
All right, Fez, did you say knuckles deep in your foot?
Yeah.
Oh. You know that saying, right?
No, Dan.
Okay.
Say something inappropriate.
I don't know whether you meant it that way.
No, but they grind their knuckles and thumbs into my feet.
My ex used to have big...
Oh, E.T.?
Toes, yeah. Big toes.
One time, didn't she hide in between a bunch of, stuffed animals?
No, that was...
Couldn't tell it was your mom didn't
that was E.T. That wasn't her.
Do you feel like you went from worst to first with this new chick?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I would have to.
Yeah.
She's a very, very wonderful person.
I wonder if you're going to wake up from it. Look at this fucking train.
In fact, her tires one of her tires got slashed.
And she almost crashed somewhere in the swamps of Jersey?
No, seriously, in Queens. So it was great because she was supposed to go back today.
Oh, you slashed her tires so she couldn't leave town.
No, I'm not saying who did what, or I don't think I had anything to do with it. But one of her tires is slashed, so she can't drive. She might not be able to drive back to Carolina today.
Do me a favor, let Fezzy jack off on her feet.
Only if they're gnarled.
Yeah, I don't know where your thing came from, Fez. It's very weird. You got to tell your shrink that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot to put that on the list.
But I was going to say that my ex, who she had like 5 or 4 regular big toes, and then her pinky toe honestly was the size of like a chiclet. Like her other toes were, long, in fact. 4 inches, 3 inches long. And, a little bit smaller. But then a chiclet for the pinky.
No one's pinky toe does a lot of work for him, though.
No, but this was undersized for even a pinky.
That's disgusting.
This was the size of like a baby's pinky toe, maybe even smaller. But then
like
with
a baby's clit?
Yeah, I haven't seen too many of those.
Liar.
Is that what you called it?
But truly, it was a very freaky thing.
Did it have a nail on it?
First of all,
I didn't care for it.
How did you even get all the way down there before you got grossed out by her?
Oh, boy. It's going to underline something.
Why? There's nothing to underline. Guess who's eating? Here's Patrick. You're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Patrick.
Hey, this is Patrick.
Yeah, that's why I said your name twice.
Hey, man, I got a crazy foot story for Fezzy.
What do you got?
I was down in Mexico last July, and me and my girlfriend were sitting out in front of this grocery store, and there was a guy who would come over and, like, you know, clean off your scooter or your whatever, you know, if it was wet or something, he'd wipe it off for you. But he had this toe, it was his middle toe out of the 5, and it was, like, sticking up and kind of sitting on top of the other one and across the other 4, man. It was kind of gross and creepy looking.
Yeah, that just totally weirds me out. I would have to stare at that guy's foot.
Oh, man, like...
Sexually?
No, not sexually, just scientifically. Like, what in the world bent that toe up? You know, the fact that the foot can just change shape, you know, over the years from the shoes that you're wearing. That's amazing to me.
Well, I think a lot of our body parts change form over the years. I mean, even like a nose changes form, you know.
And your cock's become mangled over the years from all the toasters you've stuck it in.
Okay, well, again, they didn't even have to hear
Why
about
were you trying
that.
to toast your dick?
Well, look.
That's what I didn't understand.
I didn't
and
plug
then
it
he's
in.
singing, have you seen the Muffin Man? Why he's banging a toaster?
It wasn't plugged in.
Yeah.
Didn't try and toast it.
Hey, Chuck Wagon, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on your radio show, Mr. Bennington. I got a Mafia Life name for Fezzy. Fezzy Four Knuckles, right there.
Chuck, next time you get the urge to call, don't. All right?
Why?
Fucking attention. Bring me all the attention that you can, and then have nothing to fucking deliver. Earl, what goes on over there in the phone screening room? What happens?
I always try to tell them.
Where's your big bright ribbon to wear? Your ribbon in the sky. I want you with a big bright ribbon so we can see you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm well lit, am I?
No, I can't really see you at all. I cannot make out any of your features. You just look like a shadow right now.
Oh, there it is.
There it is, teeth.
Yeah.
But it's the dark is too much. You need a bright ribbon.
You know, he shouldn't wear his hat, to be truthful.
Take the hat off and see what happens.
That casts a shadow.
Yeah. Oh, much better. Did you shave down?
Oh, yeah.
When did this happen?
Last night.
He was going to let me do it.
And we were going to do it on the air and have fun with it. We talked about this.
This was retribution.
We were going to get a before and after picture. You know what, Earl? You're really not on the show. I picked this up yesterday when you didn't give a shit about that news, and today, you know that you really just don't feel like you're part of the show. Foundry Music, Jeff.
Hey guys, love the show.
Thanks.
I think.
Wait, hey, I hear you crying pretty hard, Jeff. What's going on, buddy?
My aunt died. My grandma died last week.
Listen, here's what I want to do.
Wow.
I'm trying to have a cry and play date for Fez. I would love if I could get you two together.
Sure. I mean, from what I heard from Fez on Friday, he has a lot to cry about family-wise.
Why? What you saying, Fez?
What did I say to you on Friday? Oh, as the secrets continue to be revealed to me.
If you don't remember, I don't want to repeat. But when I
some act in you.
I must have.
I just told you about how your dad loved to laugh at the death of your family's pets.
Oh yeah. I was talking about pets dying.
Why can't at your own birthday party? Why can't you just be bright and shiny? What is wrong with that?
I thought it was a funny story.
Yeah. Well,
it was a funny
thought
story.
it was funny to piss on a fucking homemade quilt and throw it under a couch, which still disturbs me.
No, but I called because I think you guys are missing a key part of the Tarantino conversation, is that the guy has such exquisite taste in music. I mean, he can really take any song, no matter how obscure, and turn it into a phenomenon. And think about what he did with Across 110th Street from Jackie Brown, or Stuck in the Middle with You from Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. He loves the 70s.
He really took these songs and he made them famous. I mean, I don't know if these songs were famous. I wasn't around when they came out.
Well, Stuck in the Middle was probably a #1 hit, wasn't it? And Across the 110th Street was a big urban hit. But both of them were pretty much forgotten. Yeah.
Son of a Preacher Man and that Dickie Dale.
But that whole teenage wedding thing became, now it's done at every wedding. That Chuck Berry thing.
And the Urge Overkill song. I mean, I think that was their only one hit, but it was just enormous. I mean, the guy is so strong with his musical selections, and he pairs them with the movies so well to evoke that mood. I mean, he really is talented in almost every area of filmmaking. Really jealous of the guy.
Now, did you listen with him in O&A today?
What's that?
Did you listen with him in O&A?
No, I just found out he was on today. I was totally pissed off.
Yeah, it was fucking great. You know what? I want a copy of it.
I'll catch it on the replay later on today.
I'm going to play it while I'm watching a movie. You know what? I might put it on my iPod and then listen while I'm watching Grindhouse during the Rodriguez part. Instead of sitting there.
That would be perfect.
Watching the
cheating yourself, Ron. It'd be like a commentary.
Yeah.
A DVD commentary.
What is this, sushi? Earl, we got anything to eat at all around here?
No, we don't.
What's the story with you? You're shaving your head. You're forgetting about lunch. Everybody else is having sushi right now. It's ridiculous.
Sarlacc pit.
I just think it's funny some people finally have to go back to work. That makes me happy to see that I'm not the only one in here working what I like to call Earl hours. When did you get it in your mind, Earl, that I'm Ernie Banks? Let's play 2. You know the difference between me and Ernie Banks? He only said, let's play 2. I fucking do it, Earl. Day in, day out. What do you say? Is there a way we can add a third to this triple header?
They don't even have triple headers in baseball, Earl.
No, he has it in fucking gay sex. Earl, why would you not shave your head on the show and let's do it before and after? All the heads you shave, why couldn't we shave your head at least once? Because it would help the show?
He didn't trust me.
Why don't you just say you hate your staff, Earl, and we'll move on?
No, I don't hate my staff. It was just...
By staff, you mean Dick?
No.
You love your staff.
Earl, you came to me with this yesterday, and I said, let's talk about it, how we're going to do it. And I said,
let's talk about it. Tell him immediately. You can't give him the slightest break, because if you don't give him an absolute... Earl, if you don't do this, you're fired, then you will never fucking get it. Then he'll act like, well, I discussed it with Fez. How many times does he try to go, well, me and Fez thought, and you go, that didn't happen, you start to scream at him. Tim, you're on Fez.
Hey, I'm just wondering if maybe I could steal a paycheck from you guys, because I do as much for this show as Earl does, and I've only called in once.
Yeah, well... Let me tell you, I'm going to put you in the fucking ring of bad callers right now. Yeah. It's a fucking ring of callers that we put up there that people just thought they had something good, and it turns out to be nothing.
Tim. Hagar.
Oh, by the way, could you send us a bus so that we can put that up in the ring of bad callers
and let us know who you want to induct you.
Dan, do you honestly think that our callers are like 50 times worse than yours?
No, not at all. Actually, to be perfectly honest, we get some sleepy people every now and then.
Of course you do. They're awful, huh?
They're driving you nuts.
Yeah, I think everything's driving me nuts right now. I really do. I think we probably should have vacated by now.
Yep.
Fez, I was thinking about this yesterday with Fez and the constant crying jags. Maybe he's just tired.
I think that's what it is. We all are beyond the point right now.
By the way, you throw yourself in with this.
You guys are beyond the point.
Thank you. You know what your thing is? You haven't gotten any sleep since the new girlfriend with the normal toes.
Last year, we had vacation around March 17th.
Of course we did.
Yes. Same as every year.
And we had Harry T.
Yeah.
Hey, did you slash your tires?
I'm not going to say, but the tire, the back rear tire right is slashed.
My radio psychic, she's not going back.
No.
She will go back one more time to pack a bag.
She does have to eventually because she has animals. 2 cats, Theo and Libertine.
2 cats in the yard.
Who are on their own right now.
It's our house. That's
Right.
you now.
And dog.
Are you ready to live with her, though, full time? Why are you going to have 2 rents? You guys going to do the 2 rent thing, or are you going to move in together?
I would prefer to split the rent.
Yeah.
You know, so in other words, you know what I mean by that.
Right.
Move in together. That's what I meant by that.
Do what our friend Hawk did and get adjoining apartments.
That seems excessive.
You didn't see his fucking chick.
Oh.
She was fucking large.
Okay.
I mean, figure this. Here's my girlfriend, Bubba Smith. What are you doing? So you think this could be the one, then?
Yes.
Wow. This is happening quick.
It's a massive step, though,
yeah, it is.
moving in together, though.
What about you and that cute girl of yours?
Sam.
Good one, Fez. Good one. Way to make him feel gay.
I know.
You know? Like I was acting like it was a girl, then you said Sam.
This is a third try for us.
Oh. Really?
We've done the living together thing, and yeah.
Didn't work out?
No, I was young and naive.
What are you, particular? You're like, you gotta have everything where it is? You seem like you're like that.
Yeah. I was barely getting, I was just starting with the O&A show, so I was feeling very uncertain about things and all
Sure.
that.
And you're like, you're nothing like O&A. God damn it, I'm going back to work.
Yes.
You don't want to have a job that you love that much because then you never want to be home. That's one of the bad things. Like everybody always wants a job that they love, but then when your fucking personal life starts to look dull, it's fucking awful. Everyone goes through that, I think, that digs their work.
She sucked at impressions.
Yeah, she can't keep you happy. And you're like, hey, it was the greatest thing today. These 8 chicks were all going down on each other. They can never, you know what I mean? You're like,
that's one of my favorite stories, is when I actually got a compliment for how well I mic'd a pussy.
Yeah.
I was like, nice, I've made it in radio.
But it does fucking matter.
Yep.
It does matter.
Someone noticed, I guess.
You get to go home, tell your mom and dad.
Well, you tried to. You hear that pussy noise today? It was unbelievable. That was me.
It was like you were there.
I decided to lower it right in. I said, fuck it. You know? Theater of the mind. It's really theater of the mind. We got a break. Ron and Fez.
It's the Ron and Fez Show on XM 202.
Fez Show. 866 Run Zero Fez. This is a funny story to me. Looks like John Edwards, since he announced that his wife had cancer, he got a 9-point bounce. So somewhere out there, this is the way Americans feel. Hey, your wife has cancer, the least we can do is make you president. I'm not sure everyone should vote. I'm really at the point now that maybe we need some kind of test before everybody should have an opinion.
Issues, anything, none of that matters. It's all a sympathy thing, or sentimental, I should say that, a sentimental thing, where people, it's like all of a sudden they see John Edwards hasn't changed a bit. You know, anything that he said leading up to that announcement. But now people see him in a whole new way. He's standing by his woman.
Maybe Giuliani needs his wife to get hit by a car. If she got hit by a car and was in some kind of coma, maybe people would like her a little more. And it's tough to be mean to somebody whose wife has cancer. I can understand how people feel. What, am I not going to vote for the guy whose wife has cancer? Now, there's some people who are like, well, he should pull out. He should pull out.
Yeah, I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe he should. If he doesn't want to pull out, if then she wants him to do it, let him go do it.
All right, Ron and Fez Show, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
You know what? I was trying to get a hold of Kathleen from the Bronx, and I cannot find her. She always shoots like a
road trip.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, whenever Bri gets a road trip, she always takes off. They're in Norfolk, or as the locals call it, Norfolk, which is the nuttiest thing in the world. But if you go down there and say something about Norfolk, they'll go, no, Norfolk. You know, like, it's fuck. What are you doing? And isn't it funny how in some places only the locals mispronounce their name the way they do, like the people of Nolans. Mm-hmm. You'll go like this to them, even though it's their town. Oh, you mean New Orleans? You will tell them the name of their own town. They don't get to tell you.
Yeah, Missouri, where all of a sudden it ends in an A.
Locals hate any mispronounced words, too.
We have a town in New Jersey right by us that is Avon, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Every single other person in the world says the Avon lady. Yeah. And people will go to it and say, hey, we're hanging out at the beach at Avon. And then the Avon people go fucking bonkers. Yeah. It's like they're wild dogs when they hear that.
Well, my school was Chichester, which was named after the English place, right? But they say Chichester. So over there, we're like, okay, we're going to, name ourselves after a town. But then I guess we mispronounce it since it already did have a thing. But, there's so many towns out there, too, with the Indian names. The whole Ronkonkomas, the Schuylkills. There's so many tough fucking Indian names when you travel around the country.
Yeah, we have Manasquan, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. That is, and people who come out of it usually call it Manisquan.
Was that right?
Yeah, and then people are like, it's Manasquan, not Manisquin, you fucking asshole.
It's bizarre like that. Yeah. Well, Earl, you have Jamaica, Queens, and that's as far as you've ever been in your life.
And we've also had some people, we had Roosevelt Avenue, and they always said Roosevelt Avenue.
Yeah. Well, even a lot of people on Fez's Island will say Roosevelt Island. And I'll go, who's the island named after? Franklin Roosevelt. Then it's Roosevelt Island, no Roosevelt. So you're saying it's named after him, but you still want to change the way it's pronounced.
In Florida, there's Kissimmee, Florida, near Disney World, and that's always getting called Kissimmee.
Kissimmee is what it looks like. But ever since those commercials, people now know that town. You can do whatever you want. Play all the video games you want. Eat all the ice cream you want. Andy, you're on Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie, you should know this one. Down here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, everybody says Lancaster.
Yeah, people come in, they'll go, oh, you're going up to Lancaster. But then the people that live there say Lancaster.
Yeah, that's weird. You know what's weird, now that I think about it, my dad is from Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I don't even pronounce it the way he does. He says, I'm from Newark. N-O-R-K.
Yeah. And how do you say it?
Newark.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm from Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, it's Newark up in New Jersey. But when you get to to Delaware, spelled the same exact way, Newark, Delaware.
Really?
Yeah, they'll say Newark.
That's really weird.
Yeah, right on the other... Well, it's where the University of Delaware is.
Huh.
Here is Catherine. Catherine, you're on Fez.
Hey, I work in Ronkonkoma. I work in a deli, and people ask me where Ronkonkoma is. And it sounds so strange.
That sounds like a company, Ronkonkoma.
Ronkonkoma. All right, guys, see ya.
Here's Keith. Keith, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Go ahead, Keith.
Hey, Ronnie, how are you?
What do you say, dog?
What about Louisville, Kentucky? It's got about 10 pronunciations. Yeah. Louisville, Louisville.
And how do you pronounce it when you're local?
Louisville.
Yeah.
It's
Louisville.
like L-O-O-A, B-I-L-L-E.
And then I will always say Louisville, which...
that pisses everybody off.
Yeah, it really makes them mad.
Yeah, it feels like it's more Louisville.
But it's Louisville. If you live there, because they're a little southern, you live in Louisville. They live down there in Louisville. Here's Josh. Josh Sherman Fez.
Hey, what about Houston Street right there?
Houston Street in New York. Yeah.
Spelled like Houston.
Yeah. Named after the great Sam Houston. So 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Fez.
Hey, Rio, Wisconsin, and it's R-I-O, like Rio. The locals just get pissed. Cheeseheads up here, they just get PO'd, when you tell them, hey, we're going over to Rio. Oh, they get pissed.
Her name is Rio, and she's riding on a boat. Hey, Brooke, you're on Fez.
Hi, I'm from Baltimore. In Baltimore, we call it Balmer.
Balmer, Merlin. They also say Merlin down there instead of Maryland.
Need speech therapy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not even pronouncing certain letters in their own city.
Yeah. Here's Matt. Matt, you're on Fez.
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans,
and I'm wondering why people even call it Nolans. Like, where does that even come from? It's pronounced New Orleans.
Well, not the way the people from there say Nolans. I don't.
No, they don't. Nobody says it like that from there.
I hear it all the time. I hear it constantly. I think it's some kind of Cajun crazy talk. Let's face it, those Cajuns probably talk wackier than anybody I've ever seen before.
Yeah, Dr. John has the best accent, and he definitely says Nolans.
Yeah.
No question.
You know what's funny, too? Last night, after Florida wins that thing, here these college lads, yeah, we're going to make anything on that long. My boys are dead. No, but you cannot understand what those Florida kids are saying. All night, all day, bust a ass, me and my boy, no. I'm like, what are you doing? And click your hat together.
The Southern black accent.
Although it was great to see him hug his white mom. His mom is as white as hell, and his dad's Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
His mom, as they announced last night, a former Miss Sweden.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't think she held up very well.
I only saw her being hugged, so I really didn't get a good look at the face. But I don't know what they're running against over there in Sweden. And plus, look what she did. Lenny Kravitz probably banged that 6 ways to fucking Sunday. Here's Jay. Jay, you're Ron and Fez. What do you say, Jay? Lost your body. Here's John. John, you're Ron and Fez.
Hello.
Yeah, buddy.
I live in Memphis, and outsiders call it Memphis, and everybody who lives in Memphis calls it Memphis.
Thank you very much. Now you're just fucking running slang past us. That's not what this is about. Hey, Justin, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Rodeo Drive?
Yeah, it was Rodeo Drive. And then they decided we are rich. We're not a bunch of cowpoke people anymore. And they switched it to Rodeo. Is that fucking unbelievable? That was done as a marketing move.
That's insane, because what's a better name than Rodeo Drive?
Well, not if you're buying diamonds. That's the thing. It runs through Beverly Hills. And by the way, Frenchie, she is going to grow up and hate you for that haircut. You cut her hair like Mr. Spock. Of course she's going to be furious. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, what's up?
Yeah. What can we do for you, Matt?
I went to school down in University of Delaware, and all the locals down there call it Newark, Delaware, excuse me.
Yeah.
And they get really pissed off if you call it Newark. Like Newark is some regal place to live.
They go real far with it. Newark. Like it's a brand new arc.
Hey, Newark is having a comeback. They got the Opera House now in Newark, New Jersey.
What are you, Tony Soprano? What do I need? I'm not going to go over there for any reason. What am I going to go over there for? An opera? I'm not going to get shot coming home from an opera. It's not on my fucking list. Wes, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey guys, down here in Georgia we have a city called Albany, but everybody who lives there calls it Albany. Albany or Albany.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And they get very angry too. They get very angry if you don't say Albany.
Yeah. Well, there's a Belmar, New Jersey, and then I know that there's also a Belmore, New York.
But this frustrates me. If you were some guy building a new city, you don't want a brand new name? I fucking hate, that everyone comes up with Springfield over and over and over. Rock a new name for yourself. Have a little pride. Pride in the name of love.
Sizzletown.
What's wrong with Sizzletown? Fucking everything is rocking in Sizzletown.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
It's fun. There's life.
I'm going to cherry popping. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself a little bit.
People would love writing that on an envelope.
I don't want to see... two things I hate. Same name for a city, and I always hate when someone stole a boat name. If I see another fucking Irish wake, I'll be like, you didn't come up with this joke. Why are you doing this? Charles, you're on Ron and Fez. Yeah, go ahead. Johnny, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, it's Nashville, not Nashville, and it's like Fire Island is Fez's butthole.
That hurts a little bit, because I'll tell you something. Fez has nothing but love for you people.
That's all I have. That's all I have to give. And it is Nashville. I don't care what the locals are saying.
I got to go with the locals. I feel like it's their town. How do you come in and tell them what the name of their town is?
Well, if it's
I try to
Asheville,
adopt.
Asheville,
Yeah.
North Carolina, then I would think it would be Nashville, Kentucky,
You would
or
think.
whatever Nashville is.
But, I mean, just like you're saying, do you ever go to Houston and try to fucking fight and say, no, it's Houston? No, you adopt, right?
Yeah.
And you adapt. That's what you got to do here, too.
There's an avenue in Queens, or Boulevard, spelt Ditmars.
All right.
Most people would say Ditmars, but the real locals say Ditmas.
Yeah. If I ever got around to being that local, I'd want to move. So I seriously do. I don't think I've ever been in one for local pride. I never really cared for it. You know?
Why not? I mean, you know.
I don't want to be a flag waver. Don't count me in with the Patriots. It just, it feels too embarrassing. We could turn this into a great community. I just feel like I want to be on the outside. I just don't want to be part of that.
I try and fit in. It never ends up
Why
happening.
don't you dye your hair?
Black? I would look really silly if that happened. So I'm just going to keep it the way it is. But people in the neighborhood, Greek neighborhood, can tell I'm not one of them. And I get the stares and all that.
So you really feel like there's reverse racism?
Yeah, they're totally... They watch me when I'm in a convenience store. I'm just trying to buy, you know...
Wait, he's going to steal from us.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
Just trying to buy some Hostess, you know, apple pie cakes. I'm not going to shoplift anything.
I know you're not. I know we can trust you. Earl, you still get that? Do people watch you because you're black?
Oh, yeah, all the time. The second I walk in the store, hi, can I help? I mean, very over-eager to help me and try to...
Have you ever shoplifted?
Never. Never even thought about it.
Pussy.
Have you, Dave?
Of course.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to shoplift all the time. I shoplift starting lineup sports action figures.
Yeah.
I've had maybe over 2,000 packages of gum.
It is an incredible thrill when you're a kid. When you're walking that point of no return through that door, it just feels fantastic. Go ahead, Pepper. What do you got for us, brother?
Yeah, I was shoplifting beer in college. That's fun.
All right, come on in, Pepper. I want to hear about you and your terrible... Because he's still in college. So...
So this could have been this week.
This could have been last night. Where would you shoplift from?
I would go into the Stop and Shop, and the beer aisle didn't have any cameras on it.
Right.
And I would just run in and take a 12-pack of like Natural Ice or Pabst, put it in my bag, and just walk right out with it.
You realize this is probably alcoholism. That if it is worth being arrested for, so you don't have to stay sober, you are probably an alcoholic.
Well, it was a Friday night, and I had no money.
Right.
I was broke, and I needed to have a couple drinks.
You know to come to me now, right? You know, Daddy. You know, Daddy will pay your money as long as you're going to school. And I find out you're in classes, I am going to make sure you not only have your books paid for, they'll spend the money for you.
I would shoplift my books too.
Or else, you know what? Iraq might be the spot for you. You really might need to be in a firefight in the sand.
You better give up the theft.
How long ago was this?
Between 2002 2004.
Yeah. So, not all that long. How long have you been in school now? You a doctor? Because you're still in school, right?
I am finishing up this semester, I think.
And how many years now? 6?
I think it's 5, and I took a year off.
Yeah. So that's 6. So,
yeah,
so I can help you with your college math.
How much did you case the joint where you realized there was no cameras in the beer aisle?
2 or 3 days, maybe.
So
well, 2 or 3 times I've been there, then I figured out I could.
I'd much rather deal dope than I would, and even fucking say to someone, I don't give a fuck where you get the money. You owe it to me, steal it. Go steal it from your mother right now.
I think Pepper does that too, fortunately.
No.
Steal from your mother?
No, I don't steal from
You never stole from your family?
No.
I did. I stole
They
from
run the stop and go.
Oh.
I stole from my grandmother.
Everyone steals from their grandmother.
I felt so bad.
I know. It's a bad feeling, but she's got all those fucking 20s in a purse. What's the big deal?
That's exactly what I
is she
need.
going to spend it on? More hair product? I got a problem here I need to fucking solve.
Junior year of high school, I really, really needed some pot. And I just went over. But the thing was, I went over pretending I was visiting her.
Yeah.
And like talking to her, and she was like so excited, like, you never visit me. What are you here for? And as soon
Your
as
purse.
she went out,
cough it up.
When she got up to get me some peanut M&Ms, boom, $20 is mine.
Mm.
I feel terrible about it to this day.
Why don't you pay her back?
Nah,
don't have it.
Why don't you come up with a 20 spot for her? Whose mom was it? Was it Beanie's mom?
Yeah, that's the only one. I mean, my dad did have them. He's long gone.
Oh, my dad's test tube, baby. Here's Paul. Paul, you're on Fez.
1867, boys.
Yeah, brother, what's happening?
Hey, Pepper, out of all the beers you would steal if you worked up the courage to, why would Natural Ice be first on your list?
Well, he's watching himself. He's watching himself.
It's stronger than the other beers.
Yeah.
How come you didn't go for Natty Ice, then?
I did say Natural Ice, didn't I?
Yeah, he did.
I thought you said Natural Light.
Nah, fuck that.
No. So you needed it. Did you feel terrible about it, or you were okay with it?
Well, no. Well, one time I stole 2 12-packs, and I drank one, and I sold the rest off $1 a can at a party. So it was all right. But, yeah, I guess I needed it.
First of all, who sells at a party? You're supposed to give beer out at a party. What are you, fucking suddenly Yankee Stadium now? You're walking around?
We're paying
Ice go, man! Ice go!
$1 a beer, too.
They were paying it. I was surprised.
I mean, no, what I'm trying to say is that almost sounds like 70s prices. I think you could get a little bit more.
Not for Natural Ice.
Stop it, French. The baby was just there. Darren, you're on Fez.
Yeah, guys, back when I was in high school, there was a particular convenience store we would go into after school every day, and there was a display of 40s of beer. And we all had big, thick jackets on. We'd put a couple down the front of our pants, and we did it every day, and the display would be almost gone, and they would never understand. You know, we couldn't figure out why.
You know, you got a little too much room in the front of your pants when you can fit a tall boy down there. Now you got a problem. Jim, you're on Fez.
Yeah, we used to steal pornos. They used to have them on the paper rack. You take a porno, stick it in the paper, and then buy the paper for $0.25.
You know, porno is like gold to you when you're a little kid. There's nothing like it. We would have porno and form an entire fort around it based on our love of one certain magazine that we just fucking looked at for weeks at a time.
And when your first porn tape is like stitched into my brain, Love Potion number 99. And I remember the girls, and I actually still to this day will spank it to some of those scenes.
Thinking about it?
I've watched fucking 700 porns and probably seen over 10,000 different scenes. And the 4 or 5 that are in Love Potion number 99 will still pop up. It's unbelievable. And I remember the first time.
Who doesn't remember their first?
Yeah, when you have your first orgasm, you're like, oh, fuck.
It's broke.
Yeah.
I just fucking ripped it now.
God.
I fucked around too much.
I'm done.
Yeah.
How am I going to tell my mom?
Yeah. This is bad. Look what's happened to my piss. I'm pissing butter. Oh, my God. What have I done? Here's Bill. Bill, you're on Fez.
Yeah, hey, guys.
Yeah.
Hello?
What's up, man?
Yeah, it's Bill.
That's why I said your name, Bill. Go ahead. What can we do for you, buddy?
Okay, listen. We used to do, who could do the most outrageous theft. So we went to Toys R Us once. I walked out with a 4x5 dollhouse for my kid that I had to walk out on the sole of my foot because I pushed it past the cashier while I paid for something else. Weighed about 35 pounds.
So you shoplifted while you had your children with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is fucking gypsy time. You are now a gypsy. Phil, you're on Fez.
We had a whole complicated plan for stealing kegs back in college. We'd bring in a crew of 5 or 6, assign each one a cashier or a manager to distract, asking them where's the bologna and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, one of us would be wheeling it out the front door.
Rolling a keg out. Well,
yeah,
that is awesome.
You know, it's really not like shoplifting, but down in Trainer, PA, you could get the fucking sidecars, the trains fucking open, and there would be beer fucking trains. I don't know how these local boys know, but you get the call, beer trains are in. We'd be down there, and you get this shit open, and you're doing it in the pitch dark, and all this, and you don't know what kind of beer you're getting, right? But that fucking, those fucking train fucking security will beat the fuck out of you. I mean, it's not like a cop catching you to take you in. It'll be just a guy who hits you with a fucking club until you're knocked out. So your fucking adrenaline was running like you were already on meth, plus you were on meth. So But, there's something about a fucking hot, ripped-off beer that just doesn't feel any better. Just doesn't feel any better. Here's Dennis. Dennis, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I stole a 32-inch color television.
Yeah.
I walked right out the front door with it.
What kind of store?
It was a Walmart.
No, anybody steals with Walmarts is okay with me.
Oh, I've stolen so many footballs. Every Thanksgiving, we need another football. Right at Kmart.
And your mom's not going to buy it for you?
No. Because they get mad because I lose them all. Because I bring it over to the cousin's house.
Yeah.
And then I leave it there at the cousin's.
Right.
And then they pretend.
Where's that football?
The thing is, and then my cousins pretend that they don't have it.
Right.
And I know somewhere in their garage they have like fucking 87 footballs.
Why wouldn't they?
They just look.
Sam, you're on the phone.
Yeah, I used to steal money from my mom. She used to collect rent for an apartment place we lived in. And I was so pathetic when I was a kid that I used to give it to the cute girl on the bus in hopes that she'd like me.
Did she? Yeah,
No.
Normally girls go for guys that treat her like whores. Here's $20. Let me see your vagina.
One time my mom gave me, oh man, this is terrible.
Go ahead, tell the story.
She gave me, she was sick for, really ill for a couple weeks, and she needed to get some products, so she gave me her ATM card and her access code and said, take some money out and get me some, I need my prescriptions, I need some pills, I need like a heated water bottle, all these things. And so she said, take out $200, and I took out about $360. Gave her the $200, kept the $160, and that was a very fun weekend.
Isn't it terrible? Isn't it fucking terrible?
Honestly, someone fucking put a knife in my throat right now.
It's just awful how exciting it is to get money that doesn't belong to you.
Yeah.
I think I even told the story before about the old Italian lady that ran this little fucking store, and I'm having dinner with my family. Someone gonna be like 9th grade or something, 8th grade, and fucking there's a knock at the door. This fucking kid, I know, I ain't say his name, Bob, and he opens up this fucking person. He goes, "Come on, let's go." I go meet him with my family. He goes like this, and he opens up this like fucking change purse, just packed with fucking 20s. It looks like so much money to a kid. I'm like, I'm eating fast. I'm fucking eating. I'm running back down. I'm fucking eating again. Door fucking knocks again. It's the guy who runs this fucking hoagie shop grocery store and his mother. Oh, she's crying. Oh. They go, where's that boy? We have seen him with you before. I'm like, who? And I'm bringing up every other name. What do you mean, Wardy? Who are you talking about? Berkey? Anything else. He was in the store. The purse is missing. I fucking said these people. I haven't seen him. I don't think he's the type to steal. I go back, finish the meal, meet him. We fucking go get an OZ. Bunch of fucking food. And it took years to go, hey, I wonder what that old lady needed that money for. Maybe that was for rent. And I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't need money. My friend didn't need money. There was nothing but youthful meanness behind this. But never once did I go, hey, we got to get the fucking money back. I thought of, we need to spend this money as fast as humanly fucking possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to be wasted.
Absolutely. And then you get paranoid that it might be traceable.
No,
so
I never did that.
Really?
No, I don't even like paranoid people. You're either fucking in or you're out with me. I don't fucking like to hear it. What if we get caught? There's only one answer. You keep your fucking mouth shut. Don't fucking start, And again, maybe that's why I fucking turned it off. But like years later, I did lay there and go like this. Holy shit. You know what? It's not easy to make rent. That money had to be for some reason. Why would she have all that fucking cash on her?
Yeah.
That's
depressing.
Then I thought maybe I should do something. I go, no, she gotta be dead by now. I need my sleep. Yeah. Here's Tony. Tony, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ronnie B. There's I used to know where my grandmother used to keep some spending cash, and I found this little envelope, from the bank, and I looked inside and I saw what looked like a bunch of 1s and 5s, and I thought I was taking about $30. Turns out I took about $450.
Wow.
And this is a story that still gets told around about how my grandmother just completely misplaced this envelope one time.
Wow, and does it kill you now?
What's that? Oh, Jesus, man. Every time it gets brought up at, like, a Thanksgiving, I've got to sit there and play, oh, silly grandma. But, oh, my God, when I got it home and I started looking and I started seeing the big C notes on the bottom, I went, oh, my God. I thought I took $30 or something like that, and I took...
Now, you ever think about making it up to her, getting her something nice?
What do you do? Here, hey, Grandma, I thought I'd buy you a $450 present.
Yes, for no reason. You just go over sometime at Christmas now that you can afford it.
That's his guilt talking, that he immediately thinks everyone will assume it was me that took the money if I buy a nice gift.
Just say things have been going good. I want to make this up to you. You know, the whole thing about making amends doesn't mean you need to fucking spill your guts and prove to her she's got shit for a grandchild. Think about her a little bit. Let her live the fucking fantasy that you're not a fucking maniac, fucking thief. Make her think in her last years here, you turn yourself into something. Oh, I would always lie to my grand. Oh, yeah, things are working out great. Yeah, things are going real great. I'm a day trader is what I am. Jeff, you're Ron and Fez.
1621, buddies.
What do you got for us, pal?
Okay, I got an awful getting caught story. Me and my friends would go out and we would get away with everything, stealing everything at every mall. So by myself, I had one of those starter jackets, which has a pouch in it. So I figured I'd just take a deck of cards. I need a deck of cards. I put it in my pouch, and I get caught. The security guard, the undercover guy, brings me to the back. They call my parents. They threaten me the whole time. They say you have to purchase it. And I see I got pinochle cards. I didn't even get the right deck of cards. Not only was I caught, I got the worst deck of cards ever, and they made me pay for them.
Yeah, any of that kind of stuff when your parents find out that you're a fucking dealer or a thief or the way you fucking treat other people, it's always terrible. Oh, just when you see that heartbreak in their face.
Candy store owner told on me, to my mom, the owner of Jean Louise Chocolates and Candies in Spring Lake, told my mom I had stolen some swizzle sticks, which I was extremely upset about. Sugar.
Do you still say he was a liar?
What's that?
Do you call him a liar to your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's all you can do.
She doesn't trust me, though, anymore.
I know she doesn't trust you. She almost apologizes to me every time I talk to her for like, thank you so much. But I can tell in the back of her fucking thing she's saying, I'm sorry. I did as well as I could. I gave him everything that I could do. It's terrible like that. And like I was, raised with morals. My parents are very moral. Meant nothing to me. Just really, maybe it didn't. Maybe it kept me from being a total maniac. But I can honestly say, once I left that house and got on the street, whatever fucking happened. I was not going to sit around and live by the same rules to fucking get by in that house.
Well, maybe sometimes the morals thing actually has an adverse effect on people. Because we lived across the street from a church.
Yeah.
And from priests and nuns and rectories and convents.
Right.
And so if anyone should be a good person, it should be, I think I might be a good person, but still, like, as soon as my parents would leave the house, I would throw like a water balloon at the priest's cars or something like that.
You had to. You had to do the right thing.
It was just and the priest stopped his car one time, got out, and called me a little asshole. Which I was really proud of. Yeah. Of like, I got Father Jack! I got Father Jack to break, finally.
And he knew who you were?
Yeah, he knew his day. Of course, he saw me every day.
Dave, you're a little asshole.
Dave, you little asshole!
That's hysterical.
And he pulled his big Buick over. It was great.
That's fucking hysterical, though.
I got him.
You must have been out of your mind as a kid.
Oh, I was very bad. Again, if my parents left, I would just go up to the third floor of the house and walk on the roof.
They didn't put you on Ritalin or anything, though?
They tried to.
Yeah.
They tried to when I was actually in college, because I was still acting like a kind of a psychopath. But I took it for a little bit, but didn't care for it. I went to a couple different shrinks, but I didn't care for them very much either.
Is that why you went to the academy school? They thought they could straighten you out?
Well,
public school?
My 3 older brothers went there. And it's very much Dead Poet Society-ish, and if Ethan Hawke was maybe more of an outgoing character, that's what I would have been. I didn't want anything to do with that fucking school. I wanted to go to public school where there were chicks.
Right.
But it was all male. buttons and coats and Mr. Keating and let's read poetry.
It's got to be
outside.
terrible to be in an all-boys school. I had
What?
friends that did that too, and I got to be near fucking chicks.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're not going to do nothing, just to be able to look at fucking women is,
It's important, too.
It is important to life.
And I think it stunted my, the way I talk to women.
Right. Your
general.
fucking social graces didn't...
I mean, I think by college I was able to straighten them out, but I noticed I was way behind my college friends, like freshman year. I basically was like Earl, just hiding and weird and...
But I agree. I think that boys need to be around girls so they stop. You got to let some of that feminine energy into your life.
Yeah.
And I just like to look at women even if nothing happens, just to talk to them, not to be just around fucking guys. We talked about this before when are you more comfortable with guys or girls? I think Tarantino said that, to get back to him before, I think he was on Conan. And he was like, he can hang around with guys one at a time, but he doesn't like to be with a fucking group of guys. But he's comfortable around women.
We have a spy report.
Yeah.
There's been a shooting inside the CNN Center in Atlanta. And they said a woman was shot, and right now I believe they have new video now of a suspect in custody.
Who was it? Just a crazy nut trying to take over the thing, or what's going on?
Apparently, there was one woman. One witness said that a man was dragging a woman by the hair, and then after that, shots were fired inside the center. It was like at the hotel adjacent to that giant complex where the CNN center is located. But now they're saying at least 2 were wounded.
So they don't know the reason. They don't know what's going on.
They have no reason right now why these shootings took place.
No rhyme or reason. All right, thanks, Earl. Keep on top of that. I believe it's the blacks. If I have to just, my first thing is going to be black, sir. I'm finally bringing down the race war. What do you think it is, Earl? White man?
I think, they showed some video of one guy, and it was like a black guy being held down, so I think, yeah.
You think white men are doing it? All right, it's always counterpoint with me and Earl. Who's the big problem? I say blacks.
I say whites.
We'll be right back. It's the Ron and Fez Show.
Fezzy! It's Ron and Fez.
Show. Earl just gave us a little spy report.
Spy report.
Shooting in Atlanta at the CNN Center. What are all the deets on that, Earl? Give me the details.
Right now, they said at least 2 people are wounded, and the suspect is in custody right now.
So no idea what the hell was going on. Could have been just personal, or it could have been someone trying to bum rush the place.
They had one eyewitness report, one eyewitness from CNN saying that he saw a man dragging a woman by the hair, and then not long after that, the shooting started.
Black man?
I believe so, yes.
Thank you. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Hey, Richard, what's happening, buddy, on the Ron and Fez Show?
Hey, I got another spy report.
Good, spy report.
Spy report.
Give us the spy reports.
No charges in the We for a We contest. The DA says she could have quit at any time.
All right, thank you very much. I read that this morning when I got up. That was the We for a We contest where the little radio shuck chucks had a woman drinking water. You couldn't piss. Eventually, she drowned herself from the inside.
Yeah, drowned in her own tissues. Well, good. The piss contests are back on now in radio.
Well, we've done them ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. And
866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
I know the fabulous Al Dukes participated in one with us.
It is the Ron and Fez Show, hanging out with you till 3 o'clock today.
Newsweek is saying that with Tom Cruise and Mel Gibson being seen as eccentric now.
Eccentric or crazy with different religion with the rest of us.
And Tom Hanks no longer the viable leading man. that
little long in the tooth.
A little long in the tooth for leading man parts.
Well, why don't they give him the other two the same thing? They're all the same age, just about. Probably Mel's a little bit older than Tom Hanks, and Cruise is a little bit younger than two of them, but they're all 40s, late 40s.
Yeah, so now they're saying that it'll be passed on to Will Smith to become the most powerful actor in Hollywood, followed by Johnny Depp and Ben Stiller.
Wow, Ben Stiller that high.
Yeah, to have the most drawing power, among other things, in Hollywood.
You would honestly think that, I guess Ben Stiller's in a lot of hits. But, since they're not like blockbusters, but you would put them all over like the Tobey Maguires?
Yeah, see, Ben Stiller, even Johnny Depp I wouldn't put in there as a necessary, as a guaranteed draw.
Well, he only has been in the pirate movies.
Right.
Other than that, he doesn't even go out of his way to do those kind of films. Hey, James, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hi. I'm down here by the Omni Center. I was in the food court when that was taking place.
The CNN shooting?
What happened was there was a black guy that was on the dragging a girl up the escalator, and it looked like he shot her in the face, and this guy came running up to try to stop him, and he turned around and shot him, and people started panicking, running all over the place, and then I took off, went to ran in the bathroom, and went feet back out. Cops were all over the place, and apparently they had the guy pinned down.
All right, my friend, thank you very much. I would never run a place that was the end of it. I couldn't get out of there. Got to keep moving. Got to keep it all moving. So, Earl, looks like 1-0. Ron over Earl on this one.
You always seem to find a way to beat me, Ron.
We always do point, counterpoint, Fezzy. I say blacks are the problem.
I say whites are the problem.
We'll find out more on Ron and Earl's point, counterpoint. We can do that no matter what the situation is. And you know what's really funny is that's a show people would love. Hey, put on point, counterpoint tonight. I'm on Ron's side. Bullshit, I'm with Earl.
So, yeah, getting back to that thing, Ben Stiller, he had like the big museum movie. Mm-hmm. That thing was huge, but I don't know if that puts him in the guaranteed box office draw category.
It's the Meet the Parents things that are gigantic for him.
Yeah.
He always has a $100 million comedy. The guy is a money machine. He does very, very well.
What's like the worst, the shittiest film you think he's done?
Ben Stiller?
Yeah.
I didn't like that Brooklyn co-op movie where they tried to kill the old lady. I don't know the name of it. Do you remember it, Earl?
No, I don't.
Like Brownstone or something. It was just really, really bad.
There was the Along Came Polly.
This one was even worse.
Really?
As bad as Along Came Polly was, this one was worse. They moved to Brooklyn. They had a bad neighbor who was an old lady, and for some reason, it was supposed to be funny that every time they tried to kill her, he fell down. No, it's not an attack on Ben Stiller. No human could have made this funny. There's nothing funny about every time you try to cut an old lady's neck, you fall down the steps.
It's called Duplex.
Terrible. Terrible film. But everybody makes a bad film here and there. De Niro, I still can't watch Bullwinkle. I can't sit there and look at Bullwinkle knowing De Niro did it.
I would go with De Niro. I think maybe that follow-up to Analyze This. Analyze That.
Which is still the best movie Billy Crystal's ever done. So that's that. No, the Bullwinkle is more embarrassing to me than Analyze That.
All right, what about Will Smith? Who they think is going to be the new power player. The biggest power player.
Will Smith, I would probably give that. What was the TV, the Wild Wild West? Was just an embarrassing film all the way around.
That was really bad.
Yeah. Here's Donnie. Donnie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I just want to say Black Earl's stupid.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. Earl, looks like I'm winning this one. HTG Love Duplex. Oh, my God. Oh... Taste for dung. Literally, some people have a taste for dung, like it's a pate. Send me in the big man. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Hi, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hello?
Yeah, what can we do for you?
I was just wanting to say Ben Stiller's worst movie, in my opinion, was Zoolander.
You know, on the surface, I would have thought, yeah, worst movie. Then when I watched it, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
As long as you're not seeing it in the theater. If I saw it in the theater, I would be really annoyed. And it's the way I normally feel about Will Ferrell films as well. But if I'm sitting at home watching them, I can be reading, I can be answering the phone. I have a tendency to like those kind of films. Jay, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up? Ben Stiller's shittiest movie is definitely Mystery Men. That movie fucking sucked.
It was pretty bad. There's no doubt about it. But again, we brought this up. Everybody has a movie they can't pull it off. I'll give you guys this one. Jim Carrey. What is your Jim Carrey film you can't look at?
Me, Myself, and Irene.
You hate that?
I hate it.
There's funny scenes in that, though. What about for you?
I would say 23.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Terrible?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What about for you, Fezzi?
The Majestic.
Well, that's bad.
Oh, it's awful.
The Majestic reminds me of, and I worry about you getting into this, Fez, of being known more for pulling the tears out than the laughter. And I think there is something about funny people where they also want to make people cry. And fucking Jim Carrey's got a bad case of that.
Yeah.
When he misses, it's really off into smotsy fucking land. You know what I mean? It really goes a long way. Give me an actor, Dave.
Okay, Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, and there's quite a few there for Al Pacino. I'm going to say the Dick Tracy thing actually made me
really
cringe. Yeah, I did not fall into the surrealness of it. I felt bad about it.
Okay, I think I got one that beats Dick Tracy. Have you ever seen Cruisin', where he plays?
Yeah, but that's at least daring. The cop who turns gay.
I understand
S&M
that,
gay.
but I don't think the movie worked on any level.
I will agree with that, but I'll give the A for effort. You tried something at a time where people weren't doing that kind of shit.
What about Two for the Money with Matthew McConaughey?
It's pretty bad.
Awful movie.
Although I've watched it 4 times now, it's still pretty bad, but I can't turn it off. There's some cool pictures like that guy's fucking house down in the Caribbean. I watch for that alone.
But you can only watch that during college football season.
Yeah.
If you watched it now, you'd be like, this is the worst movie.
It's so beyond fake. It has nothing to do with anything. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
That movie Big Daddy with Adam Sandler, that was one of the fucking worst movies I ever saw.
You know, Adam Sandler has the same problem that Jim Carrey does. Like a lot of comics, if I can't make you laugh, I want to make you cry and worry about life. But I'm going to go on with the one where he played the devil's son.
Little Nicky.
Yeah. For me, just terrible. Flea, what do you got for us, buddy?
Yo, worst Al Pacino movie has got to be Simone, and like the Eye is a One, where like he falls in love with some robot girl he created. It's just a stupid storyline, and it's terrible.
Yeah, nobody could have made this work. It's absolutely horrible, and it may be the worst of all.
Surprising, because it was written by the guy who wrote Truman Show.
Yeah, and also awful. By the way, there's another one. He plays a PR guy. That he has a southern accent.
People I know.
And I can't make it through. And I keep trying to watch it because they shot it all in our neighborhood. So I'm trying to watch the film just to see stuff.
That's one of the movies I have to watch. I end up watching it all the way through because, and they have some really strong people in it. It's got Ryan O'Neal, it's got Kim Basinger, and he's got this just...
All right, here's one. Michelle Pfeiffer. Worst thing ever.
Grease 2.
You don't love that with a writer who's cool?
No.
Okay.
I was going to say, was that Dangerous Minds or whatever?
I hate that, too. I hate the teacher who comes to school to help.
Batman Forever.
Was she played Catwoman?
She was Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Was she played Catwoman?
Yeah.
I thought the ass was amazing in that. And the slight bow to the legs accentuating her pussy. Unbelievable. To me, where was the Oscar? Where was the Oscar for that? Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, is this Ron?
Yes, it is.
Hey, I thought of the worst Al Pacino movie.
Give it to me.
Arthur.
They'll be yelling, Arthur. Arthur. It's a movie that I've seen like 9 times, and it's like a family film I don't turn off. It's terrible.
Just the kids in that movie are like the worst 70s children you've ever seen.
Waiting for You is like milk and cookies. Remember that song? Coming home is like eating milk. Oh, shut up. Andrew, you're on Ron and Fez.
Billy Bob Thornton, Pushing 10.
Boy, that's a bad one, but Angelina Jolie is hot in there. Billy Bob did a thing where they drive across America, and they're southern rednecks. It's a bad one. It's a miss. He will do way too many films, but when he's good, he's damn good.
Yeah, but then he'll also take an Armageddon slot.
Yeah,
or don't forget that.
Well, I don't blame anybody for it's a small part and you get a lot of money. I'm not going to attack Buscemi, who probably got more money for being in that film than all these films that he's carried.
Right.
Xavier, you're on Ron and Fez.
But boys, Robin Williams, that piece of shit. How many times is he going to play a doctor with a funny accent? Or if he can't make you laugh, then
I still haven't seen the Happy Doctor one. That cures people with cancer.
Patch Adams.
I just can't do it.
I thought Toys was his worst. I thought that stunk.
We could spend a lot of time talking about Robin Williams' worst. We could be here. I don't think we have enough time. Bob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how about Tim Robbins in Hudsucker Proxy?
Disagree with that.
Genius.
Disagree with that.
That fucking film is genius.
Come on.
I hated it.
Where you calling from, Bob?
I got laughed out of the house because...
Where you calling from, Bob?
California.
What part?
San Jose area.
Interesting.
Not Ellen.
Yeah, you tell the people that you live with they're fucking hacks and fucking hicks. You say, look, this thing is absolutely brilliant. Justin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Johnny Depp blew it with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Pretty bad.
That movie was terrible.
I think Nick of Time was worse on Johnny Depp's scale.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a fan of that one either.
Yeah, that was just a quick, silly little action flick. Didn't help his acting talents at all.
Jared, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis and Hudson Hawk, arguably the worst movie I've ever seen.
You would be just speaking like the critics do. There was nothing wrong with what Bruce Willis did in that film. Overall, it was a silly film, and when that doesn't work for you, you fucked. You know what I mean? Like, he tried to make, like, an old Matt Helm film or whatever, but he was not awful in it.
Yeah.
The film itself, pretty bad. Bad.
I would say the Lucky Number 11 was a little bit worse of a Bruce Willis thing.
What was the
Worst title?
What was the one where he's trying to buy weapons from Jack Black?
I don't know.
You didn't like that film? He's like a fucking spy.
Yeah,
he's like a killer. The scene with him and Jack Black was fucking fantastic. I mean, I thought it was just heartbreaking and frightening to see Jack Black running back and forth while Bruce Willis is shooting at him.
Was that the Jackal?
Yeah, the Jackal. Yeah, it's a popcorn film, but again, you might not like the film, but watch Bruce Willis in it. He's not doing anything wrong. I would go way more of... don't lean over like that. I would go way more in the other direction and throw it for when they try to be a little more serious. John, you're on Ron and Fez. Stop leaning over like that. It's too much.
Yeah, worst Nick Cage movie ever. Raising Arizona. Totally unwatchable.
What the fuck is wrong with you fucking hayseeds? This is genius. This is brilliance. It's the Coen brothers at their best.
That might be Nick Cage's best performance of all time. Just
I'm going to send Pepper over there to help her. I don't need her leaning over like this in front of the fucking thing. It's driving me nuts. Bernie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Robert De Niro falling in love where he cheats on his wife and has an affair with Meryl Streep.
Yeah. Pretty bad, but they did shoot it in the bookstore that's right across from Free FM.
Oh.
And every time I go in there, I'm like, I wonder exactly where they were. Xavier, you're on Ron and Fez. Xavier, what do you got?
Oh, I'm sorry. Anger Management with Jack Nicholson. Oh, fuck me, was that bad.
Yeah, nobody could have made that work. Is this done on purpose here, Dave?
I don't know. Please get your act together, people.
Stop it. I got a fucking show to concentrate on.
This is a family room.
Yeah, I really do. I got a show to concentrate on. Steve, you're on the air.
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
Bill Murray, The Man Who Knew Too Little, the worst movie on the planet.
Fez, you're a fan of that one, right?
I love The Man Who Knew Too Little.
It's really like he's past the point that he should be doing that, but I can't do the show right now. I'm fucking thrown off.
Stop with the bending.
I need this turned off. I really do. I can't go on and do a show. It gets in the way of my focus. And to me, focus is everything. I'm just done with it. It's just too much.
All right, if you want me to. I mean, I did have to keep tabs on my
I know you
baby.
do.
I have to watch her at all times. But
yeah, I heard she's with Right. Troy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I think probably one of the worst Nick Cage movies was him and Con Air. The movie was great, but Nick Cage and that southern accent sucked nuts.
How can you just say that movie was great? No, Hackney couldn't have made that piece of shit work. It was terrible. Now, Nick Cage, worst film, that is difficult to fucking go through. I mean, there's so many. There's so many.
Well,
Snake Eyes.
The Rock is, to me, the worst.
Buzz there and say stop. I need you to just go over and say stop.
Okay.
Just cut it out. Make the call. Just stop turning around. Make the call.
All right.
Make the fucking call, or else it's all going away. KFC, you're on Ron and Fez.
Alan Arkin and the Jerky Boys.
Boy, Alan Arkin. I will give Alan Arkin this. He only acts like Alan Arkin, no matter what he's doing. Here's Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, worst fucking movie ever. Tango and Cash. Sylvester Stallone, Kurt Russell.
Oddly enough, love Tango, hated Cash.
Hated them both, brother.
Yeah, that's the most embarrassing film that two movie stars have ever been in together.
You know who played like the love interest for Kurt Russell was Terry Hatcher.
Don't even remember it. I mean, you're like saying, oh, the guy who raped you, do you remember that he was wearing loafers? That's how difficult it is for me to think of it. Stewie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Worst Al Pacino movie of all time, The Devil's Advocate. What an opportunity. You get to play the devil and you do that. But the interesting part of that is it's also Keanu Reeves' best part.
Terrible movie. I don't know whether I blame Al Pacino, though. I really don't think I do.
I mean, he got off some good lines in that movie, some good speeches.
Hollis, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, worst Kevin Costner movie is Waterworld.
Boy, they're
awful
all
movie,
pretty
atrocious.
bad. But yeah,
most expensive movie of all time.
Yeah, that movie is so bad that it's almost you have to watch it.
Not worse than Wyatt Earp, which is completely unwatchable.
I don't know. Waterworld versus Wyatt Earp. And then The Postman. I mean, these are maybe the best three awful, terrible movies known to man.
God, I got to throw Robin Hood in there.
Yeah.
I had to just...
She didn't know?
She did. She wasn't aware of what she was doing, so she claims.
Let me tell you something. This show takes focus.
Yeah.
I don't need to read the whack bag things and think that they're right.
Right.
I want to focus and give everybody my focus of all time. Let's face it. Anytime Kevin Costner does a film and he's not wearing a baseball uniform, he is fucked up big time. Now, you brought up Bill Durham, one of your favorite films of all time.
Oh, man.
Bill Durham.
Yeah, absolutely. I
love that film, too.
I so much love it. It's unbelievable. I think he is fantastic in Bull Durham, and it's my favorite Tim Robbins role of all time. It's why
I didn't know you were the world's biggest Tim Robbins.
Yeah, I stalk him as much as I possibly can. When he's out and about in New York City, I try and see him.
No, but you didn't. I hate it. What was that movie, For the Love of the Game, where he plays the Tigers pitcher?
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was just loaded with just...
But the baseball part wasn't so bad. It's just all the stuff that was happening on the outside.
John C. Reilly is the catcher.
I mean, don't you like the idea of the guy going out his last game and he's got a perfect game going in Yankee Stadium? He's getting a flashback. I kept yelling, focus on the fucking game. Think about the check half.
Yeah, those scenes were despicable, but everything else. And he has a nice little motion, kind of Greg Maddux-esque.
Yeah. By the way, John C. Reilly hated him after that film, said he was the biggest jerk-off.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a real weirdo, man. If you read that Rolling Stone thing about Howard Hunt, and he tried to pay Howard Hunt $5 million to tell him who the real assassin of JFK was.
Yeah.
And like Howard Hunt got flown out and met Kevin Costner and was expecting to have, like a nice discourse and everything. And as soon as Howard Hunt sits down with Kevin Costner, the first word out of his mouth is, "So who shot JFK?" And Howard Hunt's like, "No decorum, no nothing. Fuck you, I'm out of here."
No class.
Well, who did shoot him? I'm dying to know. Who do you think it was?
Who do I think it was?
Yeah.
I think it was agents sent by Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Earl, who killed JFK?
I will say the CIA with help from the mob.
No.
But who was at the top of it all?
Who was at the top of it all? I will agree with Dave and go LBJ.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with both of you. I think all those people were connected, and I do think it was LBJ. Fez?
I think it was the Russians.
Why the Russians?
After the Cuban Missile Crisis.
With help from who? Because there were no Russians in this country doing it.
Oh, right, yeah.
So help with who?
The mob.
And?
Cubans.
You don't think CIA had anything to do with it at all? You don't think there was internal cover-ups? Internal cover-ups?
Oh, yeah.
So how would the Russians do that?
Right.
Who else was involved then?
Had to be the vice president.
How? How come? How did he do it?
With his connections.
You're trying to guess now. Let's go back to the beginning. Where exactly this took place?
This took place in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
November 22nd, 1963. Day that will live in infamy.
Let's get all this stuff up on the wall here.
Okay.
All right. Who stood to gain? Always follow the money. Who stood to gain? Earl.
Oh, all the Texas cronies and the president, vice president, and all the cronies.
Don't you dare forget Earl Warren.
Yeah.
Who put together that farce, which has the blood of American people boiling to this day.
Does it? Because I don't see the American people caring. I really don't. I think most of them go, yeah, something's odd about it, but I don't think they give a shit.
They care every November 22nd when some JFK special is on.
I don't even know if they do. I don't know if they keep it together.
I do. I still read my Jim Garrison book whenever I can.
But all you have to do is look at all of the moves that were made, not like a year or 2 years after the assassination, immediately after the assassination. And all of those companies that built military equipment, they benefited greatly. The defense budgets went up.
And it's never stopped.
Yeah. I mean, look who had. I mean, once you have the military in your pocket, you can pretty much do anything.
Plus, I also believe that LBJ's post-presidency insanity was due to his guilt over JFK. I mean, the man became a hermit, grew his hair long.
I think he just couldn't pull it off, that he had no idea about doing the top spot.
About being president?
Being in that thing, to be next to it. It's like, yeah, I'm a professional baseball player. Do you bat fourth? No. Whole different game. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Whole different thing to know. Not, hey, every time you get on off a home run, everybody's happy. You're expected to hit a fucking home run, particularly when it's in the clutch.
Yeah.
Now you're understanding pressure. I was bringing pressure up to you yesterday, Fez.
Right.
Whole different fucking game. And it always amazes me to people who stand next to other people with pressure and still don't recognize it. Still thinks, only see the good stuff, you know?
Yeah. And, there's a good, distinct possibility about that. But I do think he had some sort of breakdown that made him not want to seek a second term. And
there's no doubt about it.
And I believe that has a distinct correlation with JFK.
But I think, here's what happened. He fucking got into this thing, much like Bush, with the backing of certain people from corporate America.
Right.
And mainly, people that had fucking deal in arms and shit. Found out he had a lot less power than he thought. He thought, I'll do this and I'll be able to do, I'll do a couple of moves here and then I'll be the president. And saw how little that mattered. And the fact that he lost so many American boys, I think, got to him.
And let's not also forget that maybe he also got scared. Maybe he wanted to say, all right, maybe I should make changes. I don't know, maybe I should get us out of Vietnam. And then those same people are like, hey, did you see what happened to the guy before you? And so he was like, well, I better leave the presidency before I get shot. It's a really weird time.
if I think that, and, you know, I mean, if we can't specifically say who the fucking dark forces are, you know, like there's fucking rich people, I think they've got both fucking major parties. I think it would be senseless to think that they would only have the Republican Party and not the top. And when you see, like, Bill Clinton getting along so well with the Bushes, and then they all laughing their ass off, and then it's almost like they want to say, look, you fucking rubes, don't you get it? You see that they want to tell us that. And now that we're close to another election, look how they all pull back from each other. It's fucking wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like we see these guys hit each other with chairs, and then they go back and they have more in common with each other. They have beers together because we're the fucking idiots who bought tickets to WrestleMania. You know?
Yeah.
We're the fucking marks.
That's why we need an ECW. Man, maybe our next political
What
party.
happened to ECW? It also got taken over. You know what I mean? No matter where you go. No matter where you go. Wade, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Wade. Yeah.
Sorry, Ronnie. It's LBJ. He changed the parade route the night before the frickin' parade started. He's the only man that could have it all set up. And he cracked because, exactly like Dave is saying, man, under the pressure of I'm the one that set this up and the mob and everything, it just fucking ruined.
He actually said to JFK the night before, why don't we do this other parade route? It'll be easier for the sniper. And he goes, what?
Well,
nothing. I meant it'd be easier.
I can't believe we didn't see that in the commission report.
Hey, shit, Dick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Dave, I got to call you out on something. You always say that the rock stars talk too much about politics, but Tim Robbins is the loudest-mouthed political activist in Hollywood. I don't understand where you stand on that.
First of all, he's not in Hollywood, he's in the Village. Let's give him credit for not moving to L.A.
He's a piece of shit. I throw peanut shells at him at Shea Stadium all the time. He's a Mets fan. You're a Yankee fan. How could you like this piece of shit?
Well, first of all, he's not doing the political speeches in the movies. See, that's the thing. We were talking about if you go see, REM, and then you have to listen to Michael Stipe talk for 7 minutes about different political issues between songs when you're there for the music. If I go and put on Mystic River, I'm not going to have a 3-minute interruption.
So you would be okay with Eddie Vedder if he, on his free time, talked about these things.
Yeah.
And not during the entertainment time.
Yeah, I mean, I would be more okay with that.
Yeah.
But just as like a ticket-paying customer, all that time, is taken up by these messages. We could hear 4 or 5 more songs. Give us some even flow.
Was your thing?
I didn't hear Jeremy last time. If he didn't have that whole rant about Cheney, maybe I get Jeremy.
Your whole Tim Robbins thing is this: you loved him when Helen Hunt was the high school quarterback. When she was the girl quarterback, he was part of the team. Is that when you got on the bandwagon? What was that movie? It was like Prom Queen.
I think it was Quarterback Princess.
I bet you would know it. When the Princess. That movie is so bad that it's great. I think it was a TV movie, but he's in there. He's part of the team.
Oh, really?
He had a small part.
Yeah.
What did he pop with? Was Bull Durham his first big role?
Bull Durham, I think, was definitely his first big role. Yeah, and that's the one that
And then Bob Roberts.
Bob Roberts came very shortly after.
Because when you said he's your favorite actor, I kind of was laughing at you. But then I'm like, God, The Player is one of my favorites.
The Player.
And he was fucking unbelievable.
And I'm a fan of him in general because I love fucking Dead Man Walking. I love that film. And obviously he directed it. And
he directed that?
Yes, he directed it.
Susan Sarandon won the Oscar.
So Sean Penn was nominated.
Right.
But Susan definitely won the Oscar for that. He was nominated.
Great movie.
Yeah. And I think the direction is perfect in that film.
Did he pop with Cadillac Man, or was that not a big enough hit?
Wasn't a hit.
It wasn't a hit.
And I loved it, too.
I like that movie, too.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Robin Williams.
Yeah.
But no, that wasn't a hit.
No.
I think Bull Durham was his hit.
And as the caller mentioned, Hudsucker Proxy, I really love. I don't think a lot of critics or whatever.
Fuck them.
And one of my top 5 desert island movies is Shawshank Redemption.
Love it.
So that's another Tim Robbins.
He's a great actor.
What about, Dave, you also missed Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, I like that one.
Which is a creepy movie.
Not as much as the other ones.
I'm not a gigantic fan as the ones that we're talking about.
And then we just mentioned real quickly, but then Mystic River, where he won the Oscar, he was brilliant in it.
Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, how you doing this wonderful day? I got a quick question for you. Tim Robbins, when in the timeline of his movies, when did Cadillac Man with Robin Williams come into the picture?
It's fairly early, right? Fairly early on, like post-Bull Durham, but probably pre-player.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's definitely pre-player. They might have been the same year. They were right around the same time.
I cannot believe how good he was in The Player. I saw a movie not too long ago. Unbelievable in that.
He gives you every range of emotion. I mean, he's paranoid.
And Mystic River, he was the best thing in it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He really knows how to play like a guy just on the rocks. And people don't...
What do you mean on the rocks?
Just like... he's in a desperate situation. That's what I mean. In Mystic River, that final scene where Sean Penn then knifes him, he's just desperate. In The Player, he's desperate.
Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I love you guys. Love the show. Real quick, just want to say Broken Arrow, John Travolta sucks, and Rage Against the Machine. Great music, but also enough with their goddamn antics.
But I think they're a political band. I really feel like if some of these bands, you don't like them for their political stance, then you're not paying attention to lyrics to begin with.
It's right there in the band's name, Rage Against the Machine. What else do you expect?
I think that you'd rather listen to fucking people sing without any lyrics at all. You're not paying attention.
I like the political messages through songs. I'm not against that. It's just, of taking time away from the live show, speaking a lot.
But who said that's what their live show is about? Maybe a live show is more than just a jukebox filled with songs.
I like the songs.
That's up to you, but that's not what they're delivering. What you need to do is stay home, cut yourself a fucking mixtape, and listen to it over and over.
But then their album would, if that truly is what they want to experience, then their album would be song, 2 minutes of spoken word song.
No, that's like saying, how come I'm not hearing the fucking fireworks go off in the fucking album? It is a live show. It's a variety show. It's different.
Cadillac Man was 1990. Came
so
after.
Right about where we put it, before The Player, which was what, 92?
92 was after Bull Durham.
No. Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm not going to fucking talk to you anymore, Ryan. You fucking drive me crazy. You make me want to fucking hit you with a hammer, and I don't want to feel like that today. I want to feel like a fucking person with you. I want to feel like you're someone I can communicate with. But you're just going to yell, hello, 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 like a fucking nutty old lady who showed up here. Jesus Christ, you give me a headache.
We should be happy. Lent's almost over.
What's that even mean?
Well, then we can go
What was your Lent? Now you can go back to lying to your mom?
Yeah.
That's what's keeping you?
That's what I mean.
Go back to stealing from her ATM card.
Yeah. There's foot massages. It all gets cheese.
I bet you're going to have a big block of cheese on fucking Sunday, aren't you?
Easter Sunday, macaroni and cheese.
You know, all I do is look over and see you with your bald head and remember that you're not part of the team. Fucking hurts, Earl.
But I didn't mean that. I don't ever want to hurt you, Ronnie.
Well,
ever.
You said to Fez, we'll talk about it, and then you didn't. You're our Rage Against the Machine, always Rage Against Ron and Fez. But quietly, subversively.
I don't care for the silent rage. Party coming up this Saturday. It's going to be at F.H. Riley's in Huntington Village, Long Island. Art of the Topless will be performing there.
Where is that? Huntington Village? Is that even real?
Oh, yeah.
Seems like it's made up.
It looks made up. That's how nice it is. It looks like a Dickens Village.
It's like the ends of the earth?
No.
Do we have to travel to the ends of the earth?
No. It looks like a Dickens Village. It's a beautiful little town.
So it's in England?
No. It's just
I can't go to England.
Very nice buildings. Great spot.
Well, we were talking about doing. Did you get it lined up for us, Earl? To go out there?
No, not yet.
Why? What do you want to do? Wait until it's too late?
No, I'm working on it.
Have you?
Yes.
In what way? But?
Talking to the villagers?
No.
What are you trying to do? Build a fucking train over there?
No.
Earl, please. I want to just fucking hand you something and forget about it. So go ahead and plug again, Fez.
It's going to be this Saturday, F.H. Riley's, Huntington Village in Long Island.
I want to go. I want to see the place, but can we get that club into Manhattan.
Well, that's difficult. You're going to need some sort of building moving van.
That's not going to happen.
And I don't think they make those anymore.
I've seen them go down the road with buildings. They'll cut a building in half and then move the whole building.
I mean, I know that they used to exist. You don't see that too much these days. It was popular in the early 80s, because I remember it was in the Richard Pryor movie, Moving.
Ronnie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I saw Les Claypool, and this is just like one of many, like preaching about how Bush is an idiot, Cheney's an idiot. Yeah, we get it. He's so much of an idiot. Is he an idiot, or did he steal 2 elections from the United States of America? How did the idiot do that? You know what I mean?
Maybe he's calling you a fucking idiot, Ronnie, for fucking putting up with it. Where are you going? Why are you fucking hanging out? What? So his point is he's great because he stole 2 elections?
I guess that was his point. Les Claypool, he's a great, great musician. Primus is one of the best, but please.
Please what? I hear you talk about politics on this show.
Oh,
why don't you put bread up your ass? I've heard you talk about. Well, today you went anti against LBJ.
Well,
You're saying that the cover up, which would have to be a cover up right until today.
Yes, I believe that.
Everybody would have had to been involved.
Yeah.
And yet you say it on this show instead of putting bread up your ass, which people love. And then you also said that F.H. Riley says pub grub.
No, come on.
That's what you said last night.
I know I said it, but I didn't mean to say it like that.
What did he say, Fez?
He said pub grub, like it's a roach coach, one of those trucks that pull up to construction sites.
I simply meant any type of food that's served in the bar could be called pub grub. That's it.
Ryan, you're on Fez.
Yeah, Ron, I had a question. I was wondering are you aware of any bands, political bands that are right-wing? Because there seems to be a lot of left ones, like U2.
Well, country music is all right-wing. I'm very serious about that.
No,
that whole let's put a boot up your ass and we're the American way. No one gets fucking mad at that. No one gets I'm proud to be American, which is basically saying lay down, everything is okay, stop your bitching, go along, get fucking run over, everything's all right.
But how about any rock and rollers? Anywhere of them?
The skinheads are right-wing. Ted Nugent, right-wing. Sure. I know Ozzy showed up at Bush's party that time, but I don't know whether he's political or not.
All right, thanks a lot, Ron.
All right, peace. And who else would be... Sean Hannity and the Hermits, I always thought was very, very right-wing.
Herman?
Yeah. So, yeah, very, very few. All right, so we going to this week? You going, Dave?
If I can get out of Easter Saturday, I will definitely go. I mean,
there's no such thing as Easter Saturday.
Well, my parents won't
Easter Eve.
My parents won't have Easter on this Sunday.
How do you have Easter? What are you looking for eggs?
We have an egg hunt in the backyard at Spring Lake. Yes.
You're 29, right?
Yeah, 29, 38.
You're the youngest child in this Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. Yep, upper 30s, all 30-year-olds except for me.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually even won in about 7 years, so I really like the title.
Steve, you're on Fez.
Yeah, I was just calling to say that there's plenty of conservative bands out there, even on like the punk side. The liberal groups that were the punk rock voter this last election cycle, there was also conservative punk, which was a lot of bands from Epitaph Records.
Thank you very much, my friend. Here is Matt. Matt, you're on Fez.
What's the rumpus, Ronnie?
What's the rumpus, my friend?
Johnny Ramone is the only answer you need about conservative rock and rollers.
Conservative guy.
Inventor of punk. Follow him into hell.
All right, see you down there. Bye-bye. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ.
I remember when the Ramones went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he said part of his induction speech was, he's like, God bless President Bush, and the whole room started booing.
This makes it kind of punk. It does. Here's what's funny. That you fucking get this, conservatives, they always hate Holly Weird and all that shit. Who are they looking to book now? They're talking about bringing Fred Thompson, the fucking actor, in. These guys, any actor that joins their party, they will elect for governor or president. Doesn't matter. They love Hollywood. They love actors.
They're phonies.
Who's a phony?
Oh, right, not Republicans.
I don't want to hear your politics.
Sorry.
All I want to do is hear you put bread up your ass. I do not want your opinion.
There's some in the fridge.
Some of the Sunday shows were saying that if Fred Thompson would go ahead and announce, he would just leap ahead of Giuliani and McCain. Instant front runner.
But he's waiting.
Yeah.
He's waiting to not fuck up and do it too early, which is, a big problem. But he has the real conservative people behind him. And you know that as a person, he seems like he's a good guy.
Right.
Unlike, it's not like, oh, I disagree with his politics and I hate him. Even if you disagree with his politics, you never get the feeling he's a runaway fucking maniac, like some of these guys are.
Yeah, you look at him, you think he's decent.
Really, thanks. Thanks, Pitch, for bringing bread in here.
Pitch just brought bread that he can wad up and put up his ass. There they go. Peace.
I mean, it just doesn't feel like...
I don't want you to do it, because I really get grossed out.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't find it funny.
I don't either.
I find it fucking less than a show.
And it's that stone ground wheat bread. It's probably going to be a little coarse.
The chocolate cake was good. I mean, it still had a nice kind of taste to it, too, afterwards. That when I sampled it.
I realize, seriously, I'd rather hear your stupid ideas.
Okay.
Than hear you talking about stuff up your ass. It grosses me out. Al, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie, how you doing? Listen, all these new bands and stuff, shouldn't it be like liberals? I mean, for God's sakes. They bitching against, like, the government and everything else. And these guys are telling us now that they're conservative. Give me a break. Hey, and by the way, you guys are going out to Huntington. I'd love to meet you and Fezzy there.
Well, we'll see. We will see. Earl's got to pull the whole fucking thing together. You said this is 7.5 hours away out of Manhattan?
No. I said 45 minutes.
Still, seems like 7.5 hours.
No.
Why so far?
Well, that's just where it's a nice retreat. You're getting away from the city.
Like getaway weekend?
Exactly. You look at it like that. Look at it as small-time America.
My problem is they're doing that blimp thing this week in Long Island, where there's just tons and tons of blimps out there. I don't like to be underneath all that. Here's Tim. Tim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Dick Holder, 69.
Oh, there he is.
Face.
Hey, Dave, does that mean Easter Sunday the wiffle ball season begins?
It used to. That's another reason why I'm so pissed off, Tim. It's because they have to move it to Saturday, and that's going to ruin that.
I know your brothers don't like to play wiffle ball anymore.
Not against me, because I'm in my fucking prime. I call myself the playmaker, and I say the playmaker's in the house. Let's go, let's rock it. I have two-hand touch football. Usually average about 5 TDs a game. When it comes to wiffle ball, usually about 7 for 9.
What happened with your chick beating you, though? Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Will Dave be bringing his Jewish girlfriend to Easter dinner? See you.
My mom invited her. My mom did invite her.
Really?
I said she's going to be back in Carolina.
You're going to try to keep them apart?
No.
So you lied to your mom during your Lent?
No, she's going to be back in Carolina.
Casey, that name's not kosher.
Okay. We have to rehash her little weird Jewish joke. No, she is going to be back in Carolina there. Otherwise, I'd say if you want to come over, come over.
Have her come by for a beautiful Easter ham.
That's true.
Casey doesn't eat ham?
No, I mean, we could kosher it up. We had hot dogs the other day for the Mets cards.
Kosher hot dogs? Just regular hot dogs?
I think they were
Put different feet on the pig?
They tasted the same. The only problem is...
What'd you do, make it into a circle like a bagel and try to fool her?
That's terrible. I'm not laughing at that.
What is the kosher hot dogs?
Hebrew Franks.
Oh, yeah, Hebrew National Franks, right?
Yeah, that's it.
They answer to even a higher authority.
Yeah, right.
They're good dogs.
Yeah. The only problem is we had to put them in the microwave.
Don't you have to go to Passover with her?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Isn't that this weekend?
It's going on. It already started, I believe.
I don't know the rules exactly.
Well,
through this weekend.
Yet. I'm going to learn.
Are you?
Yeah.
You thinking about being like at least a little bit Jewish?
Yeah, I'll just a little bit, I can have one half of my necklace will be the cross and the other half will be the Jew star.
When I started doing radio in Florida, the fucking hayseeds there that would hate me, and it was like the Klan, literally the Klan at first.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking all thought that I was Jewish because I'm, nasal. So they're like, you New York Jew, and I was neither, right? But the last thing I'm going to do is fucking act like I'm not. So I would just start learning Yiddish terms. I just drop them out, just to drop them fucking crazy. And it literally, I think the company actually had to say to police that the hate mail's getting, fucking a little crazy. One of these fucking idiots actually wiped his ass and mailed it to the fucking station. That was his anti-New York Jew, Ron Bennington thing. But I like to have, I would love to be Jewish just for the fact of pulling it out, just knowing that could piss some people off.
Yeah.
Here's Dan. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys. Alice Cooper is another conservative rocker.
Well, he hasn't really played any music in 35 years. So,
yeah, but,
conservative, yes. Rocker, no.
Conservative golfer.
Yeah, he's a golfer. He gave up on the rock thing, and now he's golfing.
He did do background vocals for The Garden with GR, with GNR.
Mm-hmm.
One of their,
background.
Well, no, I think he does sing some forefronts.
Yeah, he does, but no one pays attention anymore. I don't think anyone's cared since Billion Dollar Babies. I think we're going back that far. Hey, John. John, you're on Ron and Fez. John.
Yo.
Yeah.
Sorry. Ronnie, you can always be a Jew. We'd love to have you.
I'd like to join.
Stay the fuck out. We don't need any more idiots here.
What do you mean? What did I do to you?
You've been rejected by the Jewish community.
Why?
Oh.
They'll bite up your ass. It's not kosher.
I never heard about that in the Torah.
Did you hear about anything in the Torah?
Not yet. I plan to.
You ever plan on doing this joke with, like when you meet Casey's family, you can point at Casey and go, I tore a new ass on her. See if that does it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not going to say that.
It's an icebreaker.
We're romantic and we're classy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of magic.
And when you see the little yarmulke, you say, oh, I wear one of those on the head of my dick.
Okay.
There's a way. They love humor. They're people that love humor.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think that kind of humor. That's a little bit hardcore.
All right. Well, you don't want to start at my level. Work your way in. Do a couple Pepper Hicks lines. Grab some beer and run out. What am I going to tell you? I still like to wear a new ass. I think it's going to work for you. Brandon, you're on Ron and Fez.
Good afternoon, fellas.
Yeah.
I just want to say that it would be very hard to keep a nice Jewish girl kosher at Easter Sunday, especially during Passover.
Yeah, you might as well. You want to split this.
Yeah, there's no chance. He can't have any bread. So if you just fed her straight beef hot dogs, that's the only way you could do it. So I don't know if you got beef in you.
Yeah.
I can cook her anything. I'll make the dishes. That's what I'm prepared to do. I will be prepared to learn the cooking styles of that culture of people and exhibit it.
You have to put together a Seder.
Your problem is this. You don't wash your hands.
Well, I know, but big deal. I find that's more kind of...
I can't think about you preparing.
Oh, Mr. B, you've never seen me make pork chops.
For Passover?
No, not for Passover, just in general. I'm quite amazing.
Donovan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
I don't eat pork, you dumb fucking idiot.
I'm not going to do it for Passover. I'm saying I prepare.
Anytime they can't eat pork. It's not like fucking fish on Friday. It's anytime they don't eat that dirty, ugly fucking animal that we eat. And
pig? Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure. I thought I've seen them.
Name one.
Bacon.
Yes. Jewish people don't eat bacon.
I find that impossible to believe.
It's not kosher. It's a dirty, filthy animal. Now, I'm Catholic. We'll eat the ass out of it. We don't care.
What's the deal with the pig? What did they do? Was
it's fucking filthy. Muslims won't eat it either.
So it's not that filthy. I mean,
to them it is. Huh. I think back then a lot of people would die because of pig. You got to prepare it correctly, blah, blah, blah. As far as I know, never eat any of this. Earl, you know any of these rules?
Other than, Jews don't eat, other than the Jews and Muslims.
Won't eat pork, right?
Won't eat pork.
Any pork?
None at all.
I mean,
what about bacon bits?
Yeah. No, not even the bits.
Bacon flavored Doritos?
No swine, as the Muslims would always say.
Stop, French. Here is Bill. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I went to my first Seder last night, and the people were just wonderful, but the food is just horrible. See ya.
Peace.
Also, I heard you can drink a lot of wine at Passover, so that always has my interest, too.
Well, you can eat a bunch of dope. It doesn't. I don't understand what your point is there. That has nothing to do with the religious part.
Oh, well, no, I know. I thought that was part of the tradition, was to have some nice wine with your matzah balls.
What's a matzah you? You gonna try that joke?
No.
Hey, what's a matzah you? Come on, you need some jokes in there.
I have my shish kebab joke, but it's not Jewish related.
Give it to me.
Okay, this is good. What's the proper name for a shish kebab?
Shishka Robert?
Oh, that was it. How'd you get that?
Bob Robert, that's the part.
Yeah. That was my one joke there. Shish kebab. I have another one if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah.
Jewish? What goes 99 thump, 99 thump, 99 thump?
A centipede with a broken leg?
All right, fine.
Here's Mark. Mark here on Ron and Fez.
What's up, Ronnie?
I'm just guessing these.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, you know, Jews can't eat cheeseburgers either. Because they can't eat milk products with beef.
You're thinking of vegans.
Vegan?
Yeah, Jews can eat
You're a
it.
dummy.
I've seen HTG eat about 7 cheeseburgers in a row at Chili's once.
Let me tell you, she is not kosher. She is far from it.
Well, so they're a different sex.
First of all, you can't go by HTG. I saw her eat cereal with a ladle. That's a ridiculous amount of cereal for anybody to eat.
I guess you get more milk.
She was doing shots with funnels.
Oh, that sounds heretical.
I don't even know what that means.
That's a ladle is supposed to be used for religious purposes. You shouldn't.
What about soup? Stews.
Satellites gone up to the sky.
I love this song. You know what it always reminds me of? The end of the show.
Things like that drive.
And our friendship. All the friendship that all of us have. What about Lou?
Was he Jewish?
Jewish, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it makes sense that you would play this song in the context of this conversation.
It does. I like to send this out to all my Jewish brothers and sisters and tell you, no, I'm not Jewish myself, I'm Catholic, but I do send you a satellite of love.
Crossing the line.
Crossing over so we're all together on what I like to call the big blue marble, planet Earth.
But let's leave those Hindus and the Buddhists. The Eastern religions are kind of a joke.
You know, maybe later I'll think about them. Right now I'm trying to bring the Jews and Palestinians together. And I think I know the way to do it. Foosball. Everybody loves foosball. And instead of a wall, I'll just have endless foosball tables. And none of this you can just flick it. You got to keep both hands on. It's a turn of the wrist.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm trying to say. There's love through this satellite. A satellite of love.
I've been told that you've been bold with Harry, Mark, and John.
What's going on with Roger Ebert? I see his picture up. Guy hasn't done a show in forever. Is he dead?
He looks like he got a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
In 2005.
Oh,
the guy's been, what's his story on?
40 years of movie reviewing. Celebrating.
Well, the last year's been in a fucking partial coma. That's true, he has been.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's been weird since that stroke.
Yeah, I know. But I don't want to go out that way. I want to go out like that guy at the CNN Center today, blaze of glory, like Bon Jovi demanded. Listen to this part.
Satellite of love.
Bum, bum, bum.
Satellite of love.
It's one of those shows, this is one of those songs that makes you think, yeah, maybe we can use technology to spread love.
And peace.
Harmony.
I guess I can't do another one after that.
Compassion.
There you are, Fezzy. You're in. What did you have?
Compassion.
Nice. You're back, buddy. I feel it today. Did you hear him back, Dave? Who's back?
Fezzy.
Earl, you got one?
Joy.
And yet he said that with the most dour voice possible.
You're thinking that Jeremiah was a bullfrog. You want to start and end that? Oh, look at this. Eddie Murphy had a movie, had a baby with a little Spice Girl. I send you love. From my family, right here to your family. That's the kind of love we send. And you're not going to get that anywhere else. And I'm going to give you the key to life. The key to a long life of success and love. Always make
that's the end of my show. Donk.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show.
XM 202.